Plug it back in.
No, I think it might be working finally.
Yay! Hey guys.
Hey! Hole. This is Crazy Peas. I'm TPAW.
I'm the Karnage.
And shit, microphone just went off again. USB-C.
Back for like a second. It's blipping in and out. Alright, we're back. Don't fuck with it. Don't fuck with it. Don't play with their nipples.
Alright.
You just gotta wait for the live to catch up to us actually being live.
Yeah. Yeah, so,
oh, wait.
can you hear it?
No. I pointed at it. Oh, wait, hang on. Alright, yeah, there it goes. Alright, so we were back. I pointed at it, but yeah. See, it's on yours. Mine's a couple seconds behind. I don't mind that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like we said, this is Crazy Peas, technical bullshit. You know, randomness of tech.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Oh wait, I was gonna share that. Oops. Give me a minute, guys. I gotta share the live broadcast.
So, a couple things I've been up to recently. I've been up to story stuff. Recently, I have gotten a hardback printed of Snake of the Dame. So, if you want a copy of it, you can go on Amazon, and I believe it's $20.99 for the hardback. They last a long time. So I figure
it always costs a little bit more for the hardback because of the material.
Yeah. So right now Amazon's doing the printing. At some point I will get a different company to do it as well. I'll do Ingram Spark probably or something like that. But Snake of the Dame, and I'm working on the sequels as we speak. Well, not as we speak because right now I'm talking to you guys. But as life goes on, I am writing them. So there's the hardback. You'll have the Kindle edition is also available, paperback version, and now the hardback version. So it's good, and it's beautiful to look at too. Like I was admiring it earlier today. I will probably end up posting a picture of my cat acting like he's reading, so that because it's cute, and probably we'll end up reading off little snippets on TikTok and fun stuff like that. Cause
tell me TikTok handle.
yeah, it's TPAW Wolfric. my author, name said at TPA Wolfric. I believe they have to type in t.p.a.wolfric in order to have it pull up. But you can definitely find it on Amazon and get a hold of a copy. And I'm working on the audiobook version, so you'll get to hear that lunacy very, very soon. But in the meantime, we are talking about Good Omens, and we're also talking about other stuff too. But
I just want to show you. Look, see, I'm not crazy. Just either all these bots or all these women are following me. So either they're hearing about the podcast through me tweeting it, or just random women are liking the picture I had of me when I was my tiniest at 170 and flexing.
Yes.
They're like, yes, I would like you to bring that. Okay.
Yeah, so if you guys want to know more about this book that I have in my hand, I'll read off the synopsis in the back because it's simple enough, but then I'll talk a little bit about it. Darkness rises, and nightmares create a shroud that covers reality itself. A phantom from the past, known as Abraxan, springs a plethora of dangerous perils. Peter learns of his heritage as a Shadowfang and begins to uncover secrets about himself and his friends that pose a risk to everyone he loves. Recurring nightmares filled with blood bubble to the surface, ushered in by haunting songs that spell doom. What unfolds is a sprawling experience of mysterious beings, nightmarish creatures, mythical talking swords, and there's a Novel Restill sticker on the back, and it makes it hard to see. Along with illuminating questions of the inner battle within, will revelations of the past, dark secrets destroy Peter's present? Can Peter run from the ghosts that haunt him, or worse, the monster within? There's going to be a lot of fun stuff in there. You're going to run into squid fights. You're going to run into exploding toilets. You're going to run into cosmic weirdness.
Teenager antics.
Yeah, teenager antics. Also, 2 Hellcats may or may not be high on catnip by the end of the story. You're gonna read it and be like, the hell did I get into? And I will say,
really good story.
And I will say, absolute madness. Keep going, and keep reading, and keep enjoying. Because we're gonna be talking about Neil Gaiman tonight with Good Omens 2. He is a big inspiration behind some of the ideas I have, and then of course you've got Darren Shan and a few other authors out there, but I really get inspired by storytellers in general, so it really doesn't matter which one I'm talking about. But Neil Gaiman tonight is one of the big inspirations, especially behind the zany weirdness that is the series, and he's been hearing me talk about it here and there whenever we go to the gym, or I'll pitch ideas to him, he'll bounce ideas back, and then we go back and forth. I help you come up with crazy ideas to add into your books. Yes. Yeah, there was one of the ones that we talked about with the Egyptian gods, and I decided to put that in there a little bit. There's a little bit of that in there, so
we were
that's
also
cool.
talking about throwing my ideal about, if I lived forever, and because I live forever, I can do whatever with all the money I get and or acquire through my many lifetimes of living. I'd literally be the one who's sponsoring or started all of the companies like that where you can donate blood and or plasma, and I'd use that to feed 90% of the vampires, so that way we keep our human feed banks going.
Yeah, and
kind of like in Blade,
yeah,
but 10 times more done in a way where Blade wouldn't come after you and he wouldn't find the warehouse full of basically dead bodies.
Yep.
Just being kept alive by machines. That was my whole thought behind the ideal. It's like, no. You thought about it in what I consider little, elementary school vampire ideal. The big ideal would be to do a way to keep everybody alive and still get your food without having to kill or bleed or anything humans. Because, yes, we're donating to help save the world.
Yep.
Yes, sure you are.
Yeah, I remember that part of the
20% of where it actually goes.
Thing was the part in Blade Trinity when they're like going. There was actually a boat scene, quite a few boat scenes throughout that movie trilogy, where like they'd go to the boat and there would be bodies strung up on the walls and like strung up on beds where they were taking their blood. That's what you're talking about with the blood banks.
No.
Oh, you're talking about something different that's in there.
They actually go to a warehouse.
Oh yeah, that's right. There's the warehouse. A couple of the warehouse scenes with those giant the monster dogs where their mouths would open.
No, that's the second one. The dog was the second one. And the third one.
Trinity was the Trinity is the one with the dogs.
Whatever. Whistler's daughter.
Yeah.
And Blade go to a warehouse where the main vampires, or the what he calls the vampire pets, the humans with the tattoos.
Yeah.
They go to it and basically find all these like homeless people, or they used to be homeless people. Basically, nobody gives a shit about them, part of the human race, and they're all just sitting in these like saran wrapped, like just floating in the air, where they have tubes going in them to feed the body to keep it alive.
Yeah.
And they're literally just filtering off blood from it.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, like with blood banks, but they're doing it in a way with people who basically they put them in a chemical, a coma, to keep them alive, or enough alive so that way they can, do what you do with somebody who's in a coma for so long, because their body's eventually gonna go out on them.
Yep.
And just put a tube to feed food or liquid nourishment into their belly, so their body will keep processing the nourishment to keep them alive, while technically they're basically brain dead.
Yeah. Okay.
You don't remember that scene? Because
No.
I don't know if I have all three, but the Blade Trinity was like one of the things I'm like, yes, I love the whole series. At least with the movies. I didn't get that much into the TV show because I tried to watch it and I'm like, yeah, no. you fucked it up with some of the stupidities, with some of the, no offense, bitch or weakling vampires. It was really crappy. Some of the production was good, but the overall story that it went over, that was supposed to be like stuff they don't show you that in between the movies, or what happened after the Blade Trinity movie, and I'm like, oh, that's complete bullshit.
Yeah.
They didn't go into any of the actual stuff.
I still remember Ryan Reynolds' lines in that movie. Fuck me! Fuck me sideways! Because the dogs come up to him and their mouths will open up from the sides and they're like,
holy shit! Yeah.
Yeah, and then Triple H is like, you killed my dog. Well, he ain't no John Wick.
It is what it is.
Destroy entire universe. Over. There was memes actually about, because I've been just looking up, because you got me on a brain track this last week about space exploration, dimensions, that sort of thing, culture, society. So YouTube was listening, and apparently I ended up on 3 different channels where they talk about, the video essays about what would happen if technology were to flourish and all these other things would happen. And I was on Facebook, and one of the memes that popped up was a joke about that exact moment.
Well, my whole thought process behind it is, we're not even a level 1 society. It's like, are you sure? Or have you put a level 1 so high we will never achieve it in our life, in another 3 or 4 lifetimes? But the funny part is, we're a level 1 society because we're so shitty and we don't exactly 100% help the planet while we're trying to. We're gonna save the planet because we're all gonna die if we don't. Even though they've been saying that for the last, longer than I've been, the last 50, 60 years.
Yeah.
But yet, we're all still here. It's not all gone to shit. It
Yeah.
isn't all burned down, and every mountain isn't a volcano.
Yeah, level, from what I was listening to on those videos that I saw, we are a level 1 society, but we have not gone to level 2 or level 3. And apparently on one of those levels, they were talking about and speculating on whether or not if aliens were actually involved with any of it, then aliens would help take all the energy resources from the planet and be able to siphon off the sun's energy to help advance technology up by a whole other level.
That's a level 2 when you figure out a way, which, no offense, if everybody would have gone with Nikola Tesla's idea with energy,
yeah,
the way it would, at the very beginning, it probably would have killed some people because, not 100% knowing it and having to test out some stuff. But on the other end, it's also the thing of, to be a level, I just had something popped up about this the other day. Level 2 society is being able to control the sun's energy, basically like having solar panels all around the sun, but not completely blocking out the sun. So that way we have free energy here on Earth. But with as much money as it would take, Neil deGrasse Tyson made a comment about this once. The issue we have in our world currently is the whole money thing. Who has the most gold or who has the most fake money, digital money now? It's like, how about we don't need money to do everything, we just do it? Because if they would have went with Tesla's idea, it's basically free energy for everybody, and that was the issue. Well, how are we going to make money? We don't need money to run the whole system and let it go. We just need people who are actually intelligent enough or have learned how to keep the maintenance up on it to run the system. And those people who are the people, in my opinion, who get a little bit extra benefits.
Yeah.
Like, kind of what happened with COVID. Like, you're an essential worker, so, you have less restrictions on you, sort of thing. But not in that way. And not in the current way the communist countries who don't actually practice communism properly do it.
Yeah. I honestly, I found it interesting with them talking about the type of stuff because they were talking about having
level 2 and level 3.
Yeah, because they were talking about having a Dyson sphere around the sun.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's basically solar panels, and it's absorbing the energy and sending it back to Earth. Kind of like it's a giant set your phone on the charger, and it's sending the energy. Like, you have stuff on the outside. Like, on the solar panels, you have the parts that collect the energy and send it to the next piece, which reroutes the energy to Earth, to the collectors that are on the outside of our planet, to collect the energy to basically send it straight to all of our stuff, so that way we're running on free energy. The other way to get free energy, and the way, no offense to the rest of the world and the people who are afraid of it, to get to the next point in energy, to get away from coal and a lot of the oils and stuff that we use that, in everybody else's opinion, pollute the world, even though they've kind of proven it's not as pollutant as we thought it was. Because Jordan Peterson gone over it in the way of the world is actually greener, the plants are greener because it's the higher carbon, they have more food to eat, so they're greener and healthier. Most of the places in the world where stuff grows naturally, where there are no humans.
Yeah.
So the funny part of that, we need to get to the whole world being powered by nuclear energy, and with as advanced as we've become in our knowledge on how to work and use nuclear energy or a nuclear plant, so that way it's like 100 to 1,000 times better than it was when 1 or 2 plants went down back in the day. I think like 3 or 4 are like the biggest ones everybody talked about. You got the one in Russia, you got the one that really wasn't a nuclear meltdown. Well, not like the one in Russia.
Yeah.
It was one in America, but it wasn't even big enough to actually hurt anything or anybody who drank the water, including the plants and the animals and whatnot in the natural environment. It didn't actually do anything, but everybody got scared and shit their pants. But yet, with as advanced as we've grown in the knowledge with technology and stuff, we could actually run this whole country off nuclear energy, and actually the whole world, if we did it properly without fucking up anything. And once we get to that point where it's so simple But like I was saying, you give the people who work at the nuclear plants a little bit extra benefit. Like they get a little bit extra food, or because they have the extra benefit of working there, they don't have to pay for like 50% of something. Like the cost of actual paying for your like living expenses, like electricity or all the crap that we have now,
Yeah.
that we pay for, would be like, okay, it's a penny, or yeah, like an ounce, less than an ounce of copper or nickel.
Makes sense.
Damn cat food fell under my feet. Well, no, my foot was sliding around. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But once we get to like the whole world being powered off nuclear energy, because what was it? A few of the people who have come forward with this whole like UFO, UAP, like releasing the information and stuff in front of Congress, that thing that just happened here a few months back.
Yeah, with the whole aliens thing.
Yeah, but see, the funny part is, one of the guys, I can't remember which podcast it was, I think I sent it to you, actually I know I did, talking about how, well, we're like 100 years, all this stuff like in the black sectors, or the stuff that they don't publicly release to the public, we literally have anti-gravity, but it's not anti-gravity. From the scientific point of view, it's literally just figuring out how to use the gravity field around the ship to not let the gravity of the world fuck you up.
Yeah.
But you have to be in certain, I guess it would be like, well, it's all remote. It's done remotely, or you're in gear, so that way you moving at 1,000 G's in 2 seconds, so it looks like you disappeared out of nowhere, doesn't actually affect your body. But the issue is with the extraterrestrial craft, they're built by moving, it's kind of like God level power, or what we would consider God level power of engineering.
Yeah.
Of the actual like extraterrestrial UAPs, UFOs, because they work in such a way that they don't have to rivet or solder, go away, or weld the metal together. They've become so advanced in technology that makes me think of like fallen angels, or like actual God, his level of power, or his like lower level power that he's taught his descendants, or the other spiritual entities.
Yeah.
They come and check on us to make sure whether we're ready or not for the second coming. Which was one of the good things that I liked, that Amenadiel talked to
Lucifer.
What's the main character's name?
Are you talking about Lucifer the show, or are you talking about Good Omens?
No. Omens.
Omens?
We're
Well, you got Crowley, who is
the
Snake
demon
Eyes.
who's been hanging out with the other guy forever.
Well, yeah, and then you got Aziraphale, who is the angel.
The guy who was the big bad guy in Supernatural.
Oh.
Mephistopheles.
You mean Metatron?
No, not Metatron.
He was one of the bad guys?
We're not talking about Transformers.
Well, that's the voice of God, apparently.
Well, that's the guy who takes him the end of the series, but he tells him basically, well, you stopped the end of the world because you fixed it so that way the son of Satan equivalent didn't end the world.
Yeah.
And you basically stopped the end of the world again. So, okay, that means we're to the second coming. So that tells me Good Omens 3, Season 3, is going to come out next year. Or in 2 years.
Oh, let's hope so. Let's hope Amazon Prime
but my thing
greenlights it.
I lost my train of thought. Oh no, I was talking about, like, they're coming and checking on us, and we think they're aliens, extraterrestrials, because anything that's not from this planet is extraterrestrial, which means God and Jesus, half extraterrestrial, they don't live on this planet, so it's like, you can't prove they live, your existence proves they live.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to call him God, you want to call him Elohim, what's the Jewish one? There's a couple different Jewish names from the Quran, their
the Quran,
scriptures. No, not the Quran, not the Muslim. The Quran.
Oh.
Or the Torah.
Torah.
Yeah, the Torah. The Jewish scriptures.
So what
they
name
talk
are you
about,
looking for?
It's the Jewish name for God.
Oh, Yahweh?
Yeah, that. See, you knew it. That's what I was saying. Like, I said that 3 times.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's not his only name that they use in their scriptures in the Torah.
Yeah.
It's one of the 2 or 3 names.
Okay.
Because one of the guys who was raised in a Jewish and knows the Torah because he knows the language because he's Hebrew, he's Jewish. On Jordan Peterson's little talks he does on the Daily Wire Plus.
Yeah.
About like Genesis, Exodus. He has a whole series about the Exodus book.
Okay.
And he says, well, Elohim is not actually a proper name because Elohim is not God, it's God. It actually means multiple.
Yeah.
It is the proper Hebrew translation of it for Old Hebrew.
Makes sense.
And for me, I'm just like, okay, so the stuff that we think we know, or the stuff that we know from how we think, or how the translation has been told what it says in a current American English dialect is not 100% proper, or not 100% from what they've been taught over generations of what the Hebrew actually says.
Yeah.
And my first thought on that is that not what the Hebrew says, or is that not what you've been taught? Because my brain goes to like the old kids game, telephone.
Yeah.
You say it for 1,000 generations, it's going to get a little fuzzy, and the translation's not going to be 100%.
Makes sense.
But I mean, that's any translation. Even if you were there when they created the language, and you like time traveled or whatever, and you knew the languages from all the ancient old, and you told everybody, no, you mistranslated, this is what it actually means. Well, how do you know? I time traveled. Well, that's not fucking possible. Well, and then that creates a whole different argument within itself.
Yeah.
But my brain goes, is it not possible, or is it not possible from our low technological and spiritual and physical capabilities in our current form, or our current capability even from the most genius of genius levels? Because what I think genius is only 1% or less than 1% of being able to calculate and process all the information of how the entire existence of everything, from what makes an atom to what makes that to what makes that. You go far enough down the rabbit hole with as far as we've come with technology, half the crap they don't tell us versus what we know is no. That's not what we know. That's what they're telling us. They know like 100 to 1,000 years beyond technologically where we are now. They're just only giving us the like tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
Bullshit. And I'm like, I wish everybody would just be 100% honest about everything. Because that would make it so much easier to do. Like, we wouldn't be in the clusterfuck we're in right now, but everybody. Oops, I bumped it. Everybody's in the. Because the way the world currently works, well, it's all money or gold or, whatever your exchange rate or bullshit thing you want to represent your money is.
Yeah.
And originally it wasn't money, it was equivalent, exchange. Basically, alchemy is how the whole world ran, by God's rule, by the original rule book. For your daughter, because of how beautiful I think she is, or because of how many kids I think she's going to give me to keep the generations going, I'm going to give you 5 cows.
Yeah.
Go old school. It's equivalent. She's worth 5 cows. 5 sheep, 5, whatever,
Yeah, whatever the trade is for that currency.
Well, whatever the trade is for that region.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, You're literally paying her dad. You're forking out what is considered a dowry. Your daughter's worth $1 million. I have 20 cows. I'm gonna give you 5, a fourth of my worth, to marry your daughter. You didn't even. It's and some people go, well, that's sexist. That's buying another person. No, it's showing that you have the capability to provide for them by giving their father enough stuff because you have such an abundance, because you know how to keep yourself and your family fed, because you have a ranch or a farm or land.
Yep.
Where you can just, these are the cows that are on my land. I'm giving you this much to show you how much your daughter is worth to me. She's worth a fourth of everything I own.
Yeah, isn't that kind of how it is in the real world with, like, now, though? Like, in some ways?
Yes and no. Because
like,
now, the parents do the dowries and pay, because this is how it's supposed to be, or this is the tradition in Western cultures. Go away, fly. That the wife's father or family is supposed to pay for the wedding. You're not supposed to as the husband. She's not supposed to as the wife. The family's supposed to do it. Either her family or your family. Whichever one has, the capability, but it's usually supposed to be put on the wife's family. That's what a dowry is. They pay for the wedding nowadays instead of you paying the dowry as her husband and giving her father money or land or animals that you own, because you have enough to provide for y'all that you can afford to give him 5 chickens, 2 cows, 3 goats, and 2 sheep.
Yeah. But let's be real here. Your sister would want them as pets.
No. If it was back to how it was back in the day, money wasn't a thing. Because the reason it became a dollar, or here's a buck, or cash, it's because the piece of paper is your bond to the bank, because you brought them gold and they gave you a piece of paper saying how much gold you gave them. So however much you owe the person in gold instead of cash or bills. Yeah, that's what it was, because it was a bill of paper. Bills. Thank you, Brian. Finally went full circle. But you gave them the bill of paper of, okay, it cost me 5 bills, because they give you like a bill, basically $1 a bill.
Yep.
For each amount of gold. Every bill is a certain amount of money. I give you 5 bills. Now is the bill worth $1, $5, $10, $20, $100, $500? That sort of stuff is where it gets into, they actually started printing cash.
Yeah.
Or making coins like they do in other countries. Because some countries don't do actual fake paper money. They give you a coin of the assumed proper metal, which 90% of them aren't the actual metal they're supposed to be to equivalent to that amount of money. But that's a whole different dynamic that I can go into for like probably 3 hours. The ins, the outs, the what I know of it, and it's like, then how the hell aren't you a millionaire? I don't know how I have enough of this fake shit to turn it into real shit. Whatever.
Yeah.
What are they gonna do? You're dead! You owe $5 million! I'm dead. Fuck you, I was handicapped. You can't charge me for shit. Kiss my ass.
I just think it's interesting about that topic you're talking about, because my Aunt Lisa, she was on some weird, interesting tangents like that last year, because she was talking about like what money is and how it's what's worth and
what it's really worth.
Yeah, what it's really worth. And then she was also talking about like how the version of trade you're talking about with like cows or sheep or animals, goods.
That was an equivalent to the money amount. You're literally buying your wife from the family.
That's essentially what it is.
She's taking your name. And I love how the feminists or the whole like leftist side is like, yeah, that's like slavery. She's your slave. No. But also back then, it wasn't a choice for you or her. It was the parents say, "You're getting married."
Yeah,
Why am I marrying him?
marriages.
He's rich. He can give me enough money so that way we all don't die and we can still live. And you're going into a rich family where you don't have to worry about it because they have plenty of stock or bills or whatever the, whatever the trade value was at that time for you and your family, for you both to end up at a better end than what you were to begin with. That's why more of the lower people or people who had less money always tried to marry their daughters to somebody who was rich or higher up the hierarchy with like princedoms and kingdoms and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
That's where that bullshit comes in.
Yeah, no,
so go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about a lot of this stuff this last week because I was watching videos about how we as a society can improve our energy, like circulation, like not just consumption or usage, or how it generates, but also just circulation, and like the whole.
I think it's not circulation. I think our consumption.
The whole sun thing with like the cipher
to go
or whatever it's called.
What was it? There was something I was listening to the other day where we're supposed to be, or what is our current blah 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 of what level we are. We're not a level 1. We're a level 0.76. Basically 75%. We're almost to a level 1 civilization. And they made a comment. I like that you brought that up because I was just listening to something about this, I think it was yesterday or today. Well, really early in the morning, so it's fresh. That actually the issue isn't we're consuming too much energy, because to be a level 1 civilization to a level 2, when we get the going from a level 1 to level 2, we would have to consume 10 to 20 times more energy than we're using now, because we have figured out the capabilities to use the natural earth, like lava, for like basically natural heat to power, give ourselves energy, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And once we hit that point where we've exhausted all what we think, like coal and oil and that stuff, which we're currently on, and once we move to the next step, which as far as I'm concerned, we should already been there, because I mean, you can pull it up on your phone, because they showed it on, I think it was Joe Rogan. This has been a little while back, earlier in the year, that look at how many nuclear bombs are detonated all over the earth in the last 5 years, and you just literally see the dots. It has a little, I think it might be a YouTube video, but it's a little like GIF, whatever you want to fucking call it, where it shows how much all over the world are being done. But if we took all of that nuclear power and instead of making bombs out of it, turned it into nuclear power plants, like in every state, we would have, if every state had one nuclear power plant, that would only cover a fourth of our current energy expenditures. So we'd have to put a gigantic nuclear plant either at the North or South Pole. I say put it at the South Pole, because then it would melt the snow caps and all the ice that's on top of the South Pole, and then we'd be able to see what's actually under it.
Yeah.
And maybe turn it back into the rainforest, less beautiful, thing it used to be. Because I always hear people talk about that. Or should I've heard a couple people talk about it, but yeah, it's just one of those things.
Yeah. I was sharing a link to quite a few places.
No,
so
you're good.
Get some traffic coming in.
Hey, you know me.
Yeah, no, I like the whole
titties.
No, that says tiddlies.
No, it's
tiddlies.
titties. It's blurry from here. It's so small. I have to squint to see it. I still see titties.
Titties.
Circle, circle, dot, dot. Now you got the cutie shot. No, circle, circle, squint, squint. Now you got the. Never mind.
Yeah, a couple of
That's
things
how
I
I
was
did.
watching videos on was about like how space is ever expansive. I've been watching a lot of random videos now the last couple nights, just talking
'Cause
about
I talked
space
to you
exploration
about,
and dimensions
like,
and
how Neil deGrasse Tyson even said this, and I've heard, like I told you before. Well, if it's one guy saying, well, if it was ever expansive, it would be bright all the time, day and night.
yep.
But Neil deGrasse Tyson said no, because if you're in a boat, you only see to a certain horizon. So in our spatial horizon, we only see so far out because that's on our plane of sight, that's the horizon. So as far as we know, it could be infinitely going on forever. And like I've talked to you about, it is infinite because every black hole is another, like our big cosmos,
Yep.
which is a million times bigger than anybody thinks it is, or what everybody thinks is a cosmos. The reality that we live in is actually 999 trillion 999 billion 999 million 999,999.99 times bigger than they currently think, which means that's how many cosmoses there are out there, and more.
Yeah.
Do that times, and then times it again, and then times it again, and keep timesing it until the number's so big you can't even, there's not even a word for how big that number is. And then you're only like maybe a tenth of the way there, maybe, on how big the infiniteness of the entire existence of the true cosmos is.
Yeah, they were talking about how the Milky Way galaxy, which I, for instance, thought Milky Way galaxy was just 9 planets, because that's just the education you get as a teenager.
No,
but
that's
like
the
apparently
you
the Milky Way galaxy is like
it's
huge
a million
and vast.
galaxies where only approximately 10 to 20% of all the galaxies have the possibility of being just like us and being able to have life and create life. But the funny part is everybody, and this is what I like about scientists, well what about, or even the like metaphysical, that podcast where they talk about like the
I'll be using this to talk about it in the series later.
yes, but it's the whole thing of reptilians or the Greys. Well, what if the Greys and the reptilians? Well, what if the reptilians are only just what the angels are showing you as their form, because they can turn into any form, like I've discussed before.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you see because that's what your brain can comprehend. If you could comprehend through your feeble mortal brain how they actually look and see, your brain will literally melt out of your ears. You would disappear because you would become so aware of everything from every dimensional point of view. If you could see what they really were from the different dimensional point of views, you would no longer exist because you would become so enlightened. Your physical form would be useless, and you'd know that and literally translate yourself out of this physical form, which is what's supposed to happen to all of us eventually. Or no, the ones who are translated are the ones who are the highest and are the ones who disappeared in the rapture, which has already happened like 2 to 5 years ago.
Yeah, they were.
You've talked about that.
Yeah. Gusteau says, "Want to hear an alien joke?"
I suppose.
In the meantime, while we're waiting for that delay of speed of light, digital speed of light, I actually was finding out that if you sent a message to, I think it was the moon or Mars, whichever one, if you sent a message to them, and then you sent it back, coming back it would be instantaneous, but going to there would be like a 12-minute delay. So then once they got it back, it would be another 12-minute delay.
Wait.
Why don't the aliens visit Earth? Because they saw it only had 1 star. Oh, jeez.
No offense, not funny.
Why don't the aliens exist on Earth? Because they suddenly had 1 star.
Visit Earth.
Yeah,
funny
why
part
don't
is,
the aliens visit Earth? Because they saw it only on one star.
you find that funny. I find that's a shitty science joke. It's not even a good one. No offense, Ghostiel. But I guess that's. I mean, can you tell where the difference of our humor is on that? I find that cute. I don't find that actually hilarious or funny.
I've also been watching a lot of cosmic shit lately, so
A lot of what?
Cosmic shit. Like whether it's the talking about the sun cipher, where it was talking about putting panels around the sun to use its energy.
To be a level 2 civilization, yeah.
Yes, and then like other things. If we were
once you
not
become a
so
level
consumed
3
with our
civilization, you have
dick
the
contests
ability
with other
to travel
countries.
everywhere in your whole universe without a thought, or with a thought, and you can use the resources from every planet in your solar system and every star in your galaxy if you want to. But level 3 just only goes for your solar system. And my brain instantly goes, well, how do you determine what your solar system is? Is it only this far out, or is it this far out? You know, your classification of how big a solar system is tiny in my brain because it's only been like 10, 15 years, I think. They've only been talking about the Kuiper Belt and how Pluto's like the biggest piece of the Kuiper Belt that got dragged into our solar system. It's like, but the Kuiper Belt's part of our solar system.
Yeah.
The further out we're able to see, the further out you realize how small you are. And here's my other thing. Yes, everything goes on this circular thing except for Pluto because it does this thing. It does a slightly off kilter from ours, right?
Yep.
Or slightly off kilter. It's still on the same plane, but it's like this. But who's to say, because of the way we look at the universe and the way we see it, we don't have a whole nother solar system doing this at a slightly altered direction that's not touching us, but we never see them because they're slightly off our orbit.
It actually talked about that in one of the videos.
Yeah.
It talked about how we orbit the sun in a circle.
Yeah, and the sun orbits
the
the center of the Milky Way galaxy.
Yes, there's a giant wide expansive canvas that the Milky Way is in, and we happen to be like somewhere in the center, close to the middle, and the idea was that the other neighboring solar star systems are literally orbiting us in a circle, and it's like just this one continuous Milky Galaxy circular jerk where they're jerking each other off.
I don't think that's how I phrased it, but okay.
That was my attempted joke.
Yes. you got it.
And I just kind of stared at the camera like...
You made it close, but not close enough.
I just kind of stared at the camera waiting for the crickets to chirp.
Well, no, because this is supposed to be... I like this picture better. That one. Nope. Expand, asshole. Yeah, see? I turned my brightness. Nope, not quite far enough down. Hang on a sec. I'll just put it at no brightness, because then you guys can see it. God damn it. Oh, shit, reflect. There.
You get the gist. It's like right there.
That's where we are supposedly.
It looks like a
Waiting for the
laugh track.
Oh, she said my name. I can't tell. Yeah, track. Okay.
No, that's not what I meant to do.
But
Oh, this chat's being stupid.
no, it's not being stupid. That's where it is. But I mean, it's. This is the shit where my brain always goes. We're one inkling. Did you move it around?
I think I killed it.
Fuck.
No, I didn't kill it. I just simply moved it. It's still broadcasting. We're still live.
Well, no, I know that, but like, what the fuck?
I gotta log back in on that end.
Wow. Okay, well.
Stand by. Go stealth.
Who's doing that?
All you have to do is let Jesus come inside you. All you have to do is let Jesus come inside you.
I figured I'd throw that one out there real quick. Ooh, they changed it.
Yes, baby doll, I am white and I have a lot of privilege because of that, and I recognize that, but
Talk to you later, sweetheart. Shut up. And get us all in trouble.
Yes, I signed into myself.
Did you do everything right, or do you need to hit X? Because you, like, did a whole different thing than you expected.
I have no idea what I'm doing. It's fine.
You clusterfucked the whole thing. Okay. Now you have to shrink it. We don't need a 9-inch dick. We ain't a bunch of women. I think you gotta scroll it right on the edge of the window. So that way, yeah, right there. There you go.
It's docked
back.
again.
You think?
I think it's docked. Hey, go still say something in the chat.
You're a comment. Shut up, stupid.
That way it tells me that I didn't completely break the fucking thing.
Yeah, you did. We just won't admit it till later.
In fact, I might just hold the thing open on this thing. Oh, but there it is. There's the chat.
Came back.
Yeah, I didn't completely kill it. See?
No, you just bent her over and accidentally put your dick in her ass. Fuck!
Ooh woo. She said, ooh woo.
Well, if they're actually watching live, they can see it, and if they're watching it after it's live, they can watch live chat.
So,
which is funny as shit. I think that's the funniest thing ever.
why don't the aliens visit Earth? Because they saw it only has 1 star. I still find that funny.
I don't know why. No offense, it's the dumbest show. At least from a scientific point of view, it's like, I'm the Sheldon of the group. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'll admit that. Fully. That's like my role. I am the Sheldon of the group on certain things. It's like, just because it's factual doesn't make it funny. That's just somebody trying to make something that's actual factual into a joke. And that's usually where the fucking weird, extreme leftists get all bent and pissed out of shape. Yes, they piss out of shape because they don't know how to draw a circle with the peak.
Hey, go still throw in more jokes so I can say it on the stream.
I thought we were going to go over Good Omens.
We are going to go over Good Omens. Just in the process, I want to say some dumb jokes.
Okay, so I finished episode 3. Don't remember what the fuck happened. Episode 4 was...
They're trying to track down Aziraphale and they're trying to get both Crowley and Aziraphale in trouble for their wish power, like their blessed powers, because the one demon guy wants to level up in the world.
Well, what I remember is the one guy from Hell, because Crowley performed a miracle from the demon point of view, he tried to get him like kicked back off of Earth and sucked back down to Hell.
Yep. Episode 3 is when Muriel shows up and she basically sent a spy on Aziraphale.
The cop in all white. Yeah.
Yeah. The one who was like, do I look like a cop? Do I look like a cop?
Do I look like an inspector? No, you look like this. So am I da-da-da inspector? Yeah, sure, sweetheart. Here, go outside. See the real world.
Yep.
I was hoping she learned some fucking shit.
Yep.
That was like my whole like.
And they're helping like
really, bitch?
Crowley and Aziraphale are helping grave robbers to try and make money off their body parts.
I thought that was 4.
That was episode 3.
Was that the end of episode 3?
Yes.
Okay. I remember that because I thought that was funny. And then the girl ended up offing herself or some shit?
Well, what she did was she tripped over a one of those booby traps for
the grave diggers.
for
People still in the grave.
Yeah, for looting.
Bodies from the graves, yeah.
And after she did that, the gun shot her in the fucking chest and like basically was gonna kill her. And so then she dies, and then her friend ends up attempting to sell the body, and then she goes to try and take poison because she doesn't want to live without her.
Well, that was her end goal anyways.
Yeah.
It was either to get enough money so that way they wouldn't be suffering in poverty, or fuck it, I'm gonna office both.
Yep. Even though her friend didn't want to do that.
Ethereal didn't like that.
Yes.
Because he's like, what was the whole point of hell?
Yeah, Aziraphale was very unhappy with that whole situation.
Because she literally sent herself straight to hell. From the Christian point of view.
Yes.
Which I don't believe but that's a different argument for a different thing.
Although it was pretty funny watching those Nazis turn into zombies because they brought him back so that he could help
the
demon level up in hell.
Try to help him show that Crowley was evil, but you realized what he did wrong, right, at the end of it?
What's that?
Before he went back with the evidence?
He
told
out.
them he used the card or whatever spell thing he had and did the click to stop miracles, stopping Ethereal from performing miracles in his magic act for half an hour.
Yeah.
And then Ethereal went, "You're a dumbass, you just told me it was half an hour and that was an hour ago."
Yep.
Dumbass. And literally performed a miracle and switched out the photo for a piece of shit piece of paper.
Yes.
Which I thought was fucking hilarious. It's like, haha, bitch, you want a trick? I'll show you, dumbass. Because you just told me I could still perform miracles because you're a dumbass and told me it only lasted half an hour and we've been here for at least an hour to 45 minutes. So, you're a big fucking idiot.
Yes.
Stop running away, phone.
So Gostel put in
with emphasis.
So Gostel put in a joke that says, "How do you turn a demon into an angel? You scare the hell out of them."
That's cute. Come on, give me some new jokes I've never heard. Try harder, woman. Anywho, next episode.
So Aziraphale. So Aziraphale is...
I think we're going into episode 4.
Yeah, so episode 4 is called The Hitchhiker. And that's the one where Shax hitches a lift with Aziraphale as he drives Crowley's Bentley back to Edinburgh. And that's where the Deuce Gabriel is hiding in the bookshop.
The bitch with the spikes.
Yes.
She seemed like the stupidest goddamn idiot out of all of them.
Yes.
I want his title. I want to be da-da-da. And then when she finally got there, oh, okay, I'm happy, bye.
Yes.
Is that all you wanted, bitch?
Yes, validation. It's all the demons want in hell.
Validation. It was that after the thing that happened at the last episode, heaven, the angels from heaven and the demons from hell were bitching about what happened, and it's like, you stupid, you literally got a promotion because there's nobody there to take that role, so you're literally getting a free promotion, bitch, shut up. But anywho, Amber said...
So now she says, apparently she retracted a message, but what does an angel use to light a candle? With a match made in heaven.
That's cute.
She just put like these really cheesy, interesting, like,
well, we're talking about
jokes.
Good Omens, so she's putting demon and angel jokes. Give me a good one about God and Lucifer. and please don't. I want one that's actually about God and Lucifer, not by Satan and God, because Satan and God is not Lucifer, and the devil and God is not Lucifer, because we've talked how devil and Satan is a title of demons. That's a level of how high a demon you are. That doesn't actually mean you're a Lucifer, which pisses me the fuck off. Stupidity of these people. I mean, it's irritating. But anywho, back to the episode.
Yeah, and so basically they go to present proof after Furfur takes the photo.
Dad jokes.
Dad jokes. And so basically to try to talk to the Hell Council, because the whole point is to get the Hell Council to approve to send minions to storm
Earth.
Storm the Earth and storm the bookshop, so they could take on our angel and demon, and essentially try to bring about another apocalypse, because they got gypped out of the first apocalypse.
They didn't get gypped, they just got played and outplanned, which I thought was fucking hilarious. at the end of season 1. That was the best for me.
Yep.
Okay, now episode
5. Episode 5 called The Ball.
Oh, them getting all the people to dance.
Yep.
In the
Jane
shop
Austen inspired atmosphere.
So that way the two girls will fall in love. Yet the two girls end up finding out about demons and angels because they show up, and they don't fall in love because it's the darker skinned chick, the black, whatever I would call black. They're just darker shades of brown motherfuckers. But hey!
Okay.
Well, no, because I mean, technically, people who are called white aren't white. We're just a lighter shade of brown than people who are called black, which are just a darker shade of brown. And every shade in between is determined by your region. Like most people who are from the Arabic countries, Jewish, are a light tan. People who are Native American or Indian are a dark tan. And then you go into the light, what everybody calls black skinned people, which are light dark brown. And then you have the brown, and then you have dark brown, which almost looks black.
And you got all these different names for all the cultures, like indigenous.
You got Indian, you got Asian, you got European, you got African. And the funny part that nobody likes to remember about Africa, well, I'm African American. No, you're not, motherfucker. Because, I'm sorry, I'm more African American than you. You can't claim that. You're white. You know how many fucking white people are living in Africa? Even with all the dark-skinned people, there's been as many white-skinned people before the Brits came and tried to take it over and claim it was theirs. Before the slave trade and all that stuff, already there were light and middle and dark-skinned people there. The whole existence of Africa, even when it was a rainforest, basically a paradise.
Mm-hmm.
I just love it. African American means you're black. No, African America just means your ancestors came from America, and since they have determined through the science that everybody came from Africa, fuck you, we're all African Americans. Well, let's go into that argument. I'll see you in the comments, bitch.
What did God do to cure Moses' headache? He gave him 2 tablets.
I like that one. I've heard that one recently, but I like that one.
Next joke. Have you heard about the dyslexic devil worshipper? He sold his soul to Santa.
Yes, I've heard that joke before. I like that one. That one's funny because you sold your soul. So does that mean he's an elf?
Why did Dante refuse to cut up onions and put them in his PS3? He was afraid the devil may cry.
That was not funny to me because I remember when those games came out, no offense in my opinion, they were kind of shitty. Because, look, Satan in a video game! Look, a pretend not omnipowerful person who says I'm omnipowerful. Now you're getting close to Satan. and the devil from everybody else's point of view. It's not really Lucifer, it's go fuck yourself. Sorry, just my weird spiritual political bullshit on everything. It's like, oh, don't quit saying that's the same person. That's like everybody whose name is my actual name or his actual name, because the funny part is my actual middle name is his first name, which is funny as shit. But everybody who has that name is this way. No, not all of them. Most of them, but not all of them. That's like everybody I met whose name is Dill. Usually turns out to be a complete douchebag and an asshole. Not all of them, but like 99% of them. And that's legit. Okay, so what did you just look up for shits and giggles?
Just because my brain got curious. Guess how many countries there are in Africa?
60.
There are 54 sovereign African countries and 2 disputed areas, namely Somaliland, Autonomous Region of Somalia, and Western Sahara, occupied Morocco, and claimed by the Polisario.
Okay, I know what you're talking about. That's a little bit of land that... Actually, there's a little bit of land that's not claimed by anybody, because if Egypt claims it or the other region that's right next to them under them claims it, then they go into civil war because they both say that's my land. So technically it's not claimed by anybody. It's like the smallest piece of land in Africa.
I just
You should
had to
look
look
that
that
one
up.
up real quick.
Which one?
The African land owned by nobody.
African land owned by nobody?
Or claimed by nobody. Claimed by nobody.
Claimed by nobody.
Yeah, because it's like right in between where two countries used to be and how the border changed between, rulers in each country.
The British occupation and division of Egypt and Sudan created one of the
Yes.
world's most interesting borders. Unclaimed by any country, the Bur Tawil stands alone as Terra Nullius. On the
Yes.
border of Egypt and Sudan lies one of the history's most peculiar regions.
It's literally a rectangle.
Yes. So it's called Bur Tawil.
Yeah.
It is 2,060 kilometers, 795.4 square miles, area of land along the border between Egypt and Sudan, which is uninhabited and claimed by neither country.
Yes, because when the British left and said, have your country, they both claimed that area at the exact same time, so now nobody claims it because the two different claims basically turns that whole thing into just a giant cluster.
Yeah.
I think that shit's hilarious.
No, it is pretty funny. And the reason why I had to read that on stream is because you were talking about the whole skin color thing and lineage thing and everything like that. And I'm just like going, let's go ahead and set the record straight on this, on the fact that Africa is not just one big country. Because a lot of...
no, it's a continent.
Yeah,
Well,
a lot
I'd
of the
say-
stereotypes in our country is that Africa is somehow a country.
But the way people say, I'm an African American just because you have dark skin, that's not it. Because there are dark skinned people from all over the world. There live dark skinned people in Wales, in France, Spain, Germany, all over the damn world. And if you go, and this is what I like, because these are like little sound bites that pop up. It might sound pop up on yours now because our phones like spy on us.
Yep.
But the fun part is the thing. Go away, fly! God, always in my face when I'm trying to talk, asshole. And then we'll read the next joke. Go see all the set or two.
There's like 3 of them here. It's super great. Keep going.
But they were saying that, well, because it was a lush, beautiful paradise rainforest, essentially, that through the migration, if you go far enough back, it says we all come from Africa. But here's the thing. Is it actually from Africa, or is it from an Africa similar area? Is it in that region? Because you gotta also remember that the Judeo-Christian, if you go back to the Old Testament, supposedly they came from that area. And if they were in Egypt before the Egyptians took over, then does that mean that when they left, the Garden of Eden was Africa when it was its perfect place?
I'm suddenly realizing, and I think that I've realized this a million times now, Eden was probably in Africa, wasn't it?
Africa, or like I said, Antarctica, and God just like, oh, you want to fuck up? Alright, move them off. There you are.
Because I'm like, when I think to myself, I'm like, if Eden was actually a real place, and if Eden wasn't
It was a real place. The argument is, was it on Earth or was it Mars before Mars became the piece of shit it is now? Because also,
I'm not sure.
Mars is not orange. That is just the coloration that NASA put in however many decades back ago with pictures they take, because 99% of the pictures, that's why before we could do color pictures, that's why most of the like nebulas and stuff that we have pictures from the early satellites, they had an artist or somebody else come in and fill them in with color. That's why they look so pretty, because they look so pretty on purpose, because we want them to look pretty. And most of the pictures that we see nowadays, because light does not change to most of the colors, that are on the pictures you see from satellites. It's actually NASA adding in colors. That's why you don't find out about anything for 6 months to a year after, or don't find out for a year to 6 months. Yeah, until a year or 6 months after they've taken a picture of it or confirmed it, because they have a picture, but they have to have it colored in so it looks pretty for all the common fuckers. But anyway, let's go through like the 5 or 6 jokes we got now.
So, what did Bill Murray say when he met Satan? Ain't afraid of no goats.
I've heard that one.
Wife, why are you home so early? Husband, my boss told me to go to hell.
I've heard that one before. I've heard that one recently, actually.
God exists. Wait. God exists because mathematics is consistent. And the devil exists because we can't prove it. What happens if Satan ever loses his hair? There will be hell to pee. To pay.
To pay, my brother. To pay.
Why is the devil in jail? He was charged with possession.
That's cute, but I don't believe he's in jail. But yeah. Okay.
What happened to Satan's YouTube channel? It got demonetized. What shape did God make in the form of Satan? A rectangle. Right.
Up. Okay.
Did you hear about the satanic puzzle they found in the toilet? It was a 2 cipher. Oh no, it was a Lucifer.
Lucifer.
No, Lucifer.
It was a Lucifer.
Right. An angry wife says to her husband, I should have married the devil. He would have made a better husband than you. The husband replies, you would have been arrested because marriage between relatives is illegal in this country.
Nice. I like that one. That last one hit the spot, Judy. That's my dry but yet kick you in the balls humor.
Yeah. Oh, I bet someone's going to really listen to this and they're just going to die laughing at all the jokes.
Oh, yeah.
That's the whole point.
Okay, no. We're going back to
Episode 5.
Actually, I think we talked about it.
No, we barely made a commentary on it. It's the ball.
That's your viewpoint, not mine.
Basically, Gabriel, the whole running joke of the season is as well, is that Gabriel has been trying to tell everybody that he's Gabriel and nobody believes it because of a spell that Aziraphale and Crowley cast, and they cast it too damn well. So when they actually need Gabriel to be recognized, nobody can.
Season, it was, I don't know, we'll just perform the tiniest of all miracles. Nobody will know. And it's like 1,000,000 times bigger than they think, and heaven's red bells are going, whoop, whoop, somebody performed a miracle that wasn't approved.
Yep, and then they spend the entire season with the bells going off and they don't know why. And when he goes, I am Gabriel, that is me. And nobody knows or believes because they, the blessing that got cast.
That was the best part about, was that this episode or the next one? I think it was this one.
It was both.
Because Styx had all the zombies, demons, whatever there. Yeah, the demons. And the funny part was that Gabriel's like, fine, I'll go out there, I'll, give myself up.
Yep.
Go away, you stupid human. We want Gabriel, not this W. You must give us Gabriel. And they're like, that was Gabriel, you fucking idiot. Oh my god.
And then he just kind of goes back inside and goes, well, I tried, guys. I tried
helping.
helping.
Throws off the big poofy jacket, which I thought was hilarious because it was like an Elton John, all spazzed up with the big frill jacket, like an 80s gay guy, look at how flamboyant I am, bitch.
Oh yeah, no, it was great.
It was marvelous. I just saw that and I went, fucking hilarious.
Yes.
That was the first thing I thought. That was hilarious as hell.
I'm gonna have to watch this series with Ghostel and then have her comment on it. A man dies and goes to hell where he meets the devil. Devil says, this is the lake of lava you will be spending eternity in. The man replies, actually, since we're underground, it would be magma. Devil says, you understand this is why you're here, right?
Nice. Nice. Yes. Yes. You know, that's why you gotta sit here, right, asshole? Yes. The pure logic and there's a dick in your ass humor.
Yeah.
Love it. Love
Yeah,
it.
and I guarantee someone's going to listen to this and they're going to be peeing themselves and they're going to be like, I need the next episode now.
Well, if they've watched any of our other episodes, I mean, they're already laughed their asses off and pissed their pants with our humor. I mean, some of the jokes that we launch, especially when I'm half asleep at 12 or you're half asleep, and I just say the most randomest shit, either right before we end, or if I say it accidentally after we end, you're like, God damn, we should have got that on there. But when I say it right before we end, me and you were just laughing our asses off because we're like sleepy, high. It's all funny. Fuck it.
Yes. The townspeople were seated in their pews and chatted a few minutes before the ceremonies began. All the front of the congregation, or at the front of the congregation, Satan emerged out of nowhere.
Cliffhanger, she's typing.
Oh.
Okay, so.
No, I'll read it.
Else?
I'll read it out again.
Since we killed that joke for a second.
So basically, episode 5 is basically rollerball. So gist of it is that they are under a spell, under a blessing or a miracle, if you will, is how they call their spells. And so Aziraphale is throwing a royal ball to get two people together. And in doing so, he ends up unrooting a bunch of stuff that was going on through the entire season everybody was running away from. Gabriel can't be recognized whatsoever, which is a running joke. And then what happens is Aziraphale takes off his crown.
Yeah.
Yep.
But my biggest part about episode 6 is where they tell you, oh, it's Gabriel's physical form, but it's not actually Gabriel because, well, it's not his memories, it's not his brain. It's just, hey, look.
That was
Body on
actually one of my
autopilot.
favorite parts of the series is when they
That
were
at the
yeah,
end?
yeah,
Oh,
they were
I
able
love
to-
that. As soon as that was shown, I was like, dumbass.
how they told the story of a love story between Beelzebub and Gabriel, and it was like one of those like very
fuck?
wholesome lovey-dovey stories.
Yeah, but at the same time, it was wholesome and lovey-dovey. It was like, wait, excuse me, what?
Yeah, and it's like there's like single fly is holding all of his memories, and the way that they tell the story is great.
Say the name of his name, his love.
Beelzebub.
Beelzebub is the one who helps him
Yep.
hide all of his memories and the essence of him.
Yep.
Basically, the equivalency of a soul
Yes.
in a fly.
Yep.
And because Beelzebub is the Lord of Flies, essentially, for all demons, because whenever it's described in the Bible or any biblical text, Beelzebub's form is basically like me, you, or a demon form, but it's all flies.
Yes.
Like they tried to show in Constantine.
Yeah, Constantine.
With all the bugs coming at him.
Mm-hmm.
That was like that coming. Or it wasn't him because it wasn't all flies, it was other bugs too.
Yep.
But it was a demon literally manifesting itself on Earth.
Yeah. I remember that.
That's why I think that's funny. All
Yeah,
right,
no,
now
I-
restart the joke.
I absolutely love that part of the series, is the whole fly thing. Because it was so, like, wholesome and, like, just
It was awesome.
It was adorable.
She's done a couple.
Well, this is all part of the same joke, I think.
Well, whatever. Just start right there.
The townspeople were seated in their pews and chatted a few minutes before the ceremonies began. At the front of the congregation, Satan emerged out of nowhere. Everyone began shouting and sprinting for the front door, trampling each other in a desperate attempt to flee the embodied evil. Everyone had left the church except for one elderly gentleman who sat comfortably in his pew without moving, seemingly unaware that God's ultimate enemy was in his presence. So Satan confronted the elderly guy and asked, "Don't you know who I am?" "Yep, sure do," the man replied. "Are you scared of me?" Satan inquired. "Nope, sure ain't," the man said. "Don't you realize I can annihilate you with a single word?" Satan threatened. "Don't doubt it for a second." The old man replied calmly. Did you realize I could cause you tremendous, horrible bodily torment for the rest of eternity? Satan persisted. Yep, the quiet response said. And you're still not afraid? Satan inquired. Nope. More than a little perturbed, Satan asked, well, why aren't you afraid of me? The man calmly replied, I've been married to your sister for the last 48 years.
And Goseel says, done. That's the last joke. The last one was a long bitch.
No, she says done as in like that's
done
the last
with
part
that
of
joke?
Yeah.
Okay. Either way, I like that joke.
That was funny.
Well, I mean, the funny part is, he's the only one sitting there. So, is she dead? Or was she one of the ones that got up and ran off and he's like, stupid bitch, that's your brother.
That was probably it.
Because that's where my brain instantly goes. Is that the thought in the back of his head? And he's like, why is she running? It's just a family reunion.
Well, it's the equivalent of like everybody being in a church, like the entire family, and then like Aryan and Cass running for it because they're scared. Everyone else is scared. You show up out of the shadows and are asking me why I'm not terrified, and I'd be like, fire back, and I'm like, I'm married to your sister for 48 years.
Well, for me, it'd be like Satan shows up, I'm like, oh, hey, cool, what's up?
And like Amber's off fucking batshit crazy off in the corner.
No, see, here's gonna be the ha 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 moment for everybody, or at least ha 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 moment for me when it happens to everybody else, except for you, because I've installed my weird snarky snarkicism.
Yeah, snarkicism.
Because it's not sarcasm. It's not snarkiness. It's a snarky sarcasm. It's just
Snarkasm.
It's weird. Yeah.
Cynical snarkasm.
Cynical sarcasm.
God and Satan agreed for heaven and hell to play a basketball game. I know we're going to win. God stayed a conflict. Oh, it's another one-parter. What the fuck? She's still going. Yeah, no, cynical snarkasm. That's something that I tend to use recently, with a lot of morbid twists in there.
Yeah, but I mean, here's the funny part. When the Antichrist either shows himself, or everybody assumes it is who it is, because some people think it's a few people. And I just laugh at the whole stupidity. I mean, me and you've talked about it. I just laugh at everybody's dumbassness. Hang on a second. I got to fix my toes or something to roll it. But anywho.
I guess your feet are always trying to be on the roll.
Yeah. You're always trying to keep moving forward.
Go-pa-ch.
Yeah. But anywho.
Rib shot.
But anywho, when the Antichrist dies, and then is resurrected in 24 to 72 hours later, because it'll be the thing like Jesus came back in 3 days. Aha, I'm back.
Mm-hmm.
At least that's how I see it happening. Yeah. So for me, I'll just be like, oh, okay, cool. So I'm never gonna die, or I'm gonna instantly go to hell. And if I don't die, I'm literally just gonna be scrolling around for 1,000 years. Oh, this is gonna be fun. I thought 100 was gonna piss off people. This is really gonna piss off everybody who's already dead or doesn't come back. Ooh, I know a lot of people are gonna be mad I'm still here and I actually made it to the end. This is gonna be funny. I'm gonna have fun with this. And then God comes back. You know, because you made that comment, I could just like, I know, but you love me too much. And then he'll just be pissed or tell me to shut the hell up, or, you know, whatever the commentary will be. Because I'm ready if the end, the second coming, all that shit happens before I'm dead. My reaction will be, okay, I was off by a year. We're good. Off by a year. Yeah. I had a 15 to a 20 year mark. We've been marking it down little bit by little bit, and I was off by a year. It was actually like 13 years. I mean,
yep.
It was exactly 11 years. Damn. Or it was 16 years, you know, that sort of thing. It's like, almost there.
Yes.
But it fits within the range of the timeline I've set for myself. Because if it doesn't happen in that amount of time, it'll be like, oh, well, okay.
Yep.
And just keep moving forward.
I wonder if she's got more to say on this thing or if it's it.
I don't think so. Just read it again.
God and Satan agreed for heaven and hell to play a basketball game. I know we're going to win, God stated confidently. All the best players are here. Bill Russell, Kobe Bryant, Pete Maravich, Wilt Chamberlain, and others. Wouldn't count on that, God, said Satan. You see, down here, we have all the referees.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, you might have all the players, but I got all the referees, asshole. Well, and the hilarity in that part is everybody always claims, no matter what the sport, no matter what the game, no matter where it happens, if a call is called and that's not what everybody saw happen, that referee was paid off. So the reference to the referees is because they all got paid off and were bribed to basically lie. They all went to hell.
Yeah.
That's the joke there. But back to episode 6.
Okay, so you want to go to the episode 6 then, which is
The one
after the
I
ball.
was already talking about. Because all the demons showed up, banged on the door, asked for Gabriel. It went back and forth. Whatever the damn idiot's name is, gave him a time limit. Gabriel came back out. She said, "You're not Gabriel. Go away, you stupid human."
Yeah.
And he went back and said, "I tried and threw off the freaking like Elton John from the 80s, 90s jacket. I tried," and walks off.
Yep.
I thought that was the best part for me.
Yeah, no, it was great having him like just walk off, but then like he performs a couple miracles like as he's walking by. And what's funny is, because what happened is Crowley discovers the reason for Gabriel's disappearance. He refused to support a second attempt at Armageddon, was demoted from his position as an archangel, and wiped all of his memories. Like he intentionally hit them all.
Yeah, he did it on purpose, because the part I thought was funny is they showed videotape of him saying, "Oh, I know how to do this," when he got his memories back.
Yep.
They were showing, and they also showed the videotape of it. No, that's when Crowley was in heaven, because they were showing him the stuff that happened right before Michael.
Yep, because he went into heaven, and then as
with
like
the archangel angel chick who came down because
the one who believed that
Ethereal took off his crown.
Yep, the one who wanted to look like a cop.
Yeah.
Yeah, he goes to heaven. Crowley
he tricks
goes
her into taking him to heaven.
Crowley tricks her into taking him to heaven. So he goes into heaven, and then she's like, "You'll stand out. You don't look like us at all." And so then he like turns around, does like a mini twirl circle, and then his outfit completely changes into being his angel outfit that you probably have seen if you're watching the series. It was how he used to look.
Once or twice.
Yeah, that you've seen him look like. Another joke. How did Michael throw Lucifer in hell? With his Judo-Christian values.
Judo.
With his Judo-Christian values.
Judo.
Yes. I just
with
said
heaven
Judo.
karate.
Yes.
Yeah, she can murder me in the comments. I don't care.
Long one is next. Apparently she's going to do another long one.
So we got to wait for 3 or 4 bump ups.
Yep. But so basically, Crowley goes to heaven. It makes him look like an angel, and then he essentially ends up watching video replay of the whole season. Yeah, the
heaven.
Yeah, CCTV of heaven.
I thought that was funny. CCTV in heaven.
Yep.
But anywho,
and they end up seeing Gabriel remove his memories, put it in a fly, and walk out basically butt naked with a box.
They didn't see him put it into the fly.
Well, yeah, they just showed.
What they saw
just showed
is
him
making
carrying
a
a box.
comment. Him and the other, head angels, talking about what the next step will be because Crowley and Ethereal stopped Armageddon, End of Days, Part 1. So, what I thought was funny about that is he talks about it, They show some of the CCTV. He literally puts a box down, walks off screen because he said he has to go to Earth naked to do the thing he wants to do, and he comes back, picks up the box in a way where you can't see his junk, and then walks into the elevator and pushes the Earth button.
It's like I need to clean out my desk, and it's like he doesn't have a desk.
That was the thought, and then I'm just like, are you sure, Heavy? Well, because what the setup with the series is, the funny part about it is, they actually try to make it look like Heaven is working in an office.
Yes.
But if you know anything about actually working in an office in cubicles and in Heaven, with as big as it's supposed to be, that they show, or the way they show it in the series, my first thought is, sure that's Heaven? That looks more like hell. You mean literally I go to Heaven and I'm at a desk all day, working? Like I did, like most people did on Earth? Man, that's hell. That's not Heaven. Fuck you.
Yeah, that's
that
what
was my first
when
thought.
I was watching it, the second season, and I was watching their scenes in Heaven, I was always laughing because the fact that if you walked into a Verizon call center, especially after they renovated it, before COVID hit, and after they renovated it and spent like $1 million renovating everything, if you walked into Verizon, and you walked down the hallways, and you walked upstairs and downstairs, and you saw the little IKEA desk they had installed, Heaven on the show looks just like Verizon in a call center. There's just no Verizon on the wall.
No, you just know you're in Heaven because it's all white and it's blinding.
Yep.
Alright, she's done.
So, next joke.
Right there.
He shows the alcoholic a room with lots of alcohol. The alcoholic says, okay, I'll spend 100 years here. Then he shows a woman lover a room with beautiful young women. He says, okay, I'll spend 100 years here. Then he shows a weed smoker a room with lots of weed. He says, okay, I'll spend 100 years here. After 80 years, Satan goes to check. He enters the alcoholic's room and sees him with a strong hangover saying, take me out, take me out. He enters the woman's lover's room and sees hundreds of women running after him and him saying, take me out, take me out. At last, he enters the weed smoker's room and sees him sitting calmly without touching any weed. The amazed Satan asks, how did you get that such willpower? The weed smoker replies, dumbass, should have given me a lighter.
I like that one. No offense. That also proves he's an idiot weed smoker. Because any true pothead would just start picking off leaves and eating them. Any true pothead would know. He didn't leave me with paper or fucking damn ladder. Oh, we're gonna do this the slow way. We're gonna have fun.
Could also have like taken rocks or something and like created a fire somehow.
It's literally just a room full of weed. Not weed plants. Just full of weed. It's literally just he went and grabbed the weed from a drug dealer, or grabbed the weed from all the marijuana weed farms, stashed it all up and threw it in one room.
Yes.
That's all that's there is leaves.
Yep.
He fucked up. But that also proves the jackass isn't a true pothead. If the true pothead wants to get high, you eat the shit.
Could also been a test of ingenuity and creativity.
No. I like the joke because it's like, God, you're a dumbass. Fucking Satan. but also it's the, God, that's a lazy pothead. You get 2 in 1 jokes, in my opinion.
What happened to the Spanish Satan who ate too much sugar? Now he has diabetes. Warnings, this next one is a tad distasteful but funny.
Nothing's distasteful here except for candy.
What's the difference between Satan and a priest? Satan needs consent to enter someone's body. Oh shit. Why did Satan go to the gym? To get a 666 pack. What is inverse exorcism? When you have to summon Satan to get the priest out of the boy. She did warn the
Take
faithful.
that, bird Catholics, bitches. See, and this is where it comes to, how did they not know? What do you mean? They're literally, Catholics are the most Lucifer church. They're the biggest Lucifer, they worship Lucifer like he's their god. What everybody, and a lot of Catholics don't realize this, all of their ceremonies and all of their little things they do, which I love that a Satan, the guy who started the Church of Satanists and wrote the Satanist Bible, actually said, is the only difference between me and the Catholics, the Catholics, because he said Christians, but the biggest Christians are always the Catholics.
Yeah.
Catholicism. Said, the only difference between me and the other and Christians is they don't know how to perform the proper rituals or incantations to summon the demon.
Yeah.
Or the demon they summon, or when they summon a demon, they go, oh shit, no, I want it. There's a, summon an angel.
Yeah.
What they don't realize is all their spells summon demons. And that's, from my viewpoint, from growing up, from looking at the Catholicist church, Catholics in general, what they don't realize is it's Satan's church. The only reason you can prove that is because the only two female popes that have ever happened gotten pregnant, both of them, which proves the Pope does not keep his vow of chastity, and he's fucking somebody or everybody,
Yeah.
male and or female.
That it don't matter.
I don't know. I think it depends on the Pope,
Mm-hmm.
whether he's into suck my dick, pretty bitch, or come here, woman, I'm gonna fuck you. Hey, I'm getting fucked by God. That's stupidity.
Yeah.
But as far as I'm concerned, nuns are literally the whorehouse for the priests and anyone higher than a priest in the Catholic Church. Because why do you get sent to the nun house? 80 to 90% of the time, the women got sent there because they had premarital sex and got pregnant. So they sent them there pregnant so that way they could have the kid, and either the kid would be given to the church orphanage or basically just killed and thrown away.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the old dark history, but it's like, yeah, it's old and dark, but it's nothing near as bad as nowadays. Plus, one of the other factoids that got brought up to me. You know who runs Planned Parenthood? Satanists. Because when you abort a baby, you're literally, whether you realize it or not. No, that's not a Google. This is something that's talked about in certain circles that I've fallen into while searching and just scrolling around social media and other places in my life.
Yeah.
The fun years. But anywho, it's basically for every child they have a female, or whether you realize it or not, the process of you getting an abortion is actually a ritual, and they're sacrificing the unborn baby to Lucifer.
That's pretty dark.
Oh, yeah. It's been admitted by a few people that yes, that's what it is, and denied by everybody else. Which is funny, because who are the biggest people who say, shut up, let women kill their babies? Lesbians.
I mean, people
Lesbians and women who hate God, because he's a man, and do the feminazi thing. It's one of those constant, things. Did you watch
Fourth Reich feminists is what you're saying?
No. Original feminists were just Satanists.
Okay.
The original feminists. Because what is most Wiccan pagan religions? The woman's in charge, the man's the bitch. And if a man ever gets in charge, he's called evil, and there's a whole load worth of
Estelle
bullshit
says, I
to
took
it.
pills, that's it. No fancy surgery.
Okay.
She's talking about the abortion shit.
Yeah, no, I know. But I mean, that even them selling you the pills to kill the kid is still a sacrifice to their deity, which is Lucifer. Or who they think is Lucifer, who they call Satan or devil.
Would be
like we've discussed
super
before.
interesting as if it's actually a really ancient god that goes before the documented beginning of the universe. Because some of the stuff I actually saw the other night, the last couple nights actually, was talk in the comments, but also videos about saying, talking about how what if the beginning of the universe was simply a restart of the death of an old one.
Okay. Here's a thought on that.
And now the Big Bang was literally just a recycled Big Bang.
Here's a thought on that. What if the Big Bang from this dimension and this universe was just a black hole, a sun? Because they said, I don't even remember what size sun it has to be to the explosion's so big it turns into a black hole.
Yeah.
What if the creation of our universe is the explosion of, I think it's like a red giant or a blue giant?
Mm-hmm.
It happened on the other side of the black hole at the beginning of our creation. It blew up, and when it blew up and all that energy went into it, and then it starts absorbing everything from everywhere else.
Yeah.
The big boom was literally the black hole ripping a hole in fabric and starting this existence, this reality. This three-dimensional space that is also a 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, and up in dimensional space.
Yeah, because that was something that they talked about was that the black hole provided a restart for an old civilization or an old universe.
I don't think it was a restart. I think it was a
and it was basically
rebirth from the
previous one dying, new one being created.
I don't think dying would be the proper phrasing. I think the original black hole that created this universe, we cannot find that black hole because we're on the inside of it. You cannot see the other side of the mirror if you're on the wrong side of the mirror. You'll never see the other side of the mirror. Who can see into our universe, our existence, our vast cosmos on cosmos on cosmos on cosmos? The people that were on the other side to begin with. The people that were in the other reality, which goes into my, kind of explanation of dimension and reality and the, differences.
Yeah.
It happened because God made Jesus. The black hole, the sun blew up, made a black hole. He said, ooh, I can go there because everything that was within this amount of range in this universe got pulled in there. So I can go there, create new souls, teach my son Jehovah how this shit runs and start him on his first run. Or was Jehovah the pre-son that he brought with him into the black hole and everybody else he created? That's why they're the sons and daughters spiritually, the intellect which makes, spirits and souls that people have said. What if that is the whole thing that goes down the thing?
Yeah.
That's Lucifer's whole bitch. That's Michael's whole bitch against Lucifer. That's where the fight comes, where a third of heaven fights against God. They fight against Father God because he literally bought the chosen child from another existence who had already been, who was only a God level energy intellect being to this dimension to show him how to create, and gave him the plan to create reality. And the other son who helped was Michael. But I think what they don't want to tell us, and what they don't even realize in their own stories, because they say it was Jehovah, Jesus, and Michael, Adam. The part they don't like to say is it was also Lucifer.
I believe that.
Because the funny part is, he might be the bad guy. Because he decided to go, no, just listen. He's the bad guy because there always has to be a negative to the positive. The positive is the first two sons following the plan. The third son, the bringer of light, the brightest one of them all.
Yeah.
Basically, the one, if he's the bringer of light, the brightest of them all, supposedly, next to God and Jesus, you know what that means? He was here, and when God told Jehovah, God the Father told God the Son, make an earth, now make day and night. The bringer of light, Lucifer, helped God with Michael, basically God the Son, Jesus, Jehovah, create the sun, our star, in the existence in this realm we live in currently. But because he didn't like the plan of all of us possibly being kicked out of the wonderful happiness of existing with the Heavenly Father, who's teaching the Son how to be God to this existence, this reality, he didn't want us all to get cast out of heaven, even if we were just going to a telestial or trelestial world. That's why he got kicked into outer darkness. True hell.
Wondering if hell is really just a black hole dimension in space.
It isn't black hole. You know what hell is? It's the outer darkness. You know how I'm saying it's infinitely far out, and it keeps going, and it keeps building, and it keeps making more?
Yeah.
He's so far out, there is nothing but black. He's so far out, he doesn't have a horizon where he can see stars. Outer darkness literally means you're so far out on the edge of existence, existence goes on, or reality goes on infinitely. He will never see light until he comes back to take over the Antichrist's body when he resurrects the Antichrist. Now, here's the funny part, and we've talked about this. What if the guy who everybody considers the Antichrist doesn't know he's the Antichrist? He gets killed, like the prophecy says, and Lucifer says, hey, look, it's time for me to come back. He didn't know he was the Antichrist. He just is and was. He was predetermined to be that, whether he wanted to be or not. Or what if it's one of the first people who signed up to fight against God with Lucifer, and he was the one and only entity that is given a chance to have a body when the rest of them are not ever supposed to have a physical form, so they can never be resurrected.
That's the whole plot to Good Omens, though. First season. Is that Adam doesn't know.
Season,
Adam doesn't know that he's the Antichrist, or that he's planned as the Antichrist. And then, as he grows up as a human, he doesn't grow up as a celestial. He grows up as a human. So therefore, when they're like, "Oh, we need the big bang, we need the big fight, we need the apocalypse, the thing, the ineffable plan."
It's time for it to happen now.
And Adam's just like, "Well, why?" And he's like, "I never knew I was the Antichrist." And then Crowley goes, "He's not. He was never raised like this. He was raised human. He thinks human." And so, that whole thought you're talking about, where the Antichrist would never know that they're the Antichrist. They would just know that they're simply a being.
The funny part to that is they don't know they're the Antichrist. 1. 2, because they don't know they're the Antichrist, when Lucifer takes over their body and resurrects them and fully restores their physical form, then they know they're the Antichrist. So when literally it's Jehovah versus Lucifer, basically big brother versus younger brother, and he cocks him and says him and Heavenly Father, God the Father, says, "You are now banished forever to non-existence." The Antichrist instantly is wiped from existence, never existed in the soul realm, but yet when you wipe Lucifer from all existence, or wiped all traces of him from all existence, does that create like a loophole? Because now there's nobody in charge of hell, so who's in charge of hell? When Lucifer is wiped from existence and is no more.
Then wouldn't that be the Antichrist?
No, because he's supposed to get wiped with.
So would you say that Jesus would be the ruler of hell?
He's already the ruler of hell. He's the ruler of all. In this reality, in this existence.
Fair.
So, my thought on it is, because it's supposed to be Michael fighting Lucifer, is some of the, viewpoints and translations on it for Jesus. But from what I remember, Jesus comes back to fight Lucifer, not comes back to let Michael fight Lucifer. He's not the king that sits on the throne and does nothing. He's the one with the power. He says this, it happens. Why? Because either, and this idea just popped into my head, he was the one who made this reality because his dad told him how to make this reality. Yeah, blow up that star, turn it into a black hole. What's inside the black hole will be the enough stuff to make reality, a new reality, where you are God. Here's the rule book. Oh yeah, take all these with you.
I mean, it would make sense. I mean, it sounds like a giant cockfighting match between celestial beings.
That's not even a cockfighting match. It's God, the Father says Jesus will win. Lucifer says bullshit, and is gonna fight and try to fight to get as much of our souls to the lowest point of existence after the resurrection, no matter what he has to do to try to drag us down, possibly even to his existence, because the only people who go to the outer darkness with Lucifer and the third of heaven that fought against God, against the plan on how stuff's supposed to run, how it's run 1,000,001 times for 1,000,001 infinities, to infinity to infinity to the infinity bracket. Well, I mean, it's like squared or cubed, the 2 or the 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, infinity, and it just keeps on going. But it's the thing of, how does he not know that's the outcome? Because he didn't look at the plan. Because the only one who got the plan was Jesus, Jehovah. The one who was given the plan, who decided to use Michael, and I think Lucifer too at the time, to help him make reality. Because, from my viewpoint,
the ineffable plan?
More like the ineffable bitch, but we'll get on to that later. That's a different century, different year.
I had to go there. Good Omens.
Yeah, no, I know. But it's the viewpoint that I see all of existence, and with as many times I've gone over it with you, you know it. Some of the people here don't, because they're not always here, and some of the people who come and watch it later from my page on X, Twitter, or your page on X, Twitter. I think that's funny. X, Twitter! So, does everybody on Twitter have to be my ex? Does that mean I can go back and fuck people on my exes? What's the deal here, Elon? What are we actually doing, sweetheart?
Or X marks the spot.
His or hers?
X marks the V.
You're halfway there! I just need the other half.
So she made a comment a bit ago. Says they didn't sell them to me.
I read
Friend's mom got them from her. GP. Yeah, it says GP.
Yeah, Grandpa.
Okay.
It
we
doesn't
had
matter.
veered off so
see,
far.
Okay. Where that goes back, Judy, is somebody got them, but it's the original spell that's attached to the chemicals or in the plant or the factory, whether people know it or not. The ritual that is performed or written into or hidden in the packaging or so far back, like from the original gathering of the chemicals, that the ritual is ingrained in it whether you want it to be or not. They don't need to perform the ritual because the ritual's already been performed. That's like when you go to Planned Parenthood or anywhere that'll do the abortion. They have specific rooms for that in hospitals and in Planned Parenthood. What if those specific rooms have stuff built into the underneath of the carpet or in the above of the ceiling? Because all the ceilings I've ever been in any Planned Parenthood I've ever gone to is a removable ceiling. What if it is etched onto the metal that holds up the removable ceiling? What if it's done a million steps backwards in the materials? They do the ritual on the mud used to make the bricks. They do the ritual on the wood before it's given, because the people buy it to build the plants, the hospitals, the rooms, the specific things. What if everything that you're ever taught about Christianity, Satanism, and everything, what if it's all just Lucifer's way of making everybody worship him and they don't know it? Which means every Christian and every Muslim and every Jew and everyone of any religion, whether you know it or not, you're not actually worshiping God, because the ceremonies you are performing, you're actually worshiping Lucifer.
Who's worshiping Lucifer?
Everybody.
Everybody?
You missed it. I said, what if, because God's plan was to put us here, let us live our lives, let us do our stuff. He gave the original people that were his making, whether you want to be extraterrestrial and he just altered the genetics like some of these ancient alien ancestors and all that fun shit go back and say, because of the stuff they were told by the fallen angels, which are their old gods. Well, what if it's the thing that no matter what you do, Christian, Judaic, unless you actually follow the Judaic religion 100% to the rule book 100% of the time, Satanist, Wiccan, pagan, whatever religion you want to call it, what if because this world is actually ran by whatever we call Satanists, what they're Lutherans or Lucifer worshippers?
Yeah.
That everything and every ritual that's supposed to be for good, bad, or neutral, but 90% of the ones that everybody thinks is for good, with the Catholic and Christian religions, or a lot of the Muslim religions, or some of the Judaic religions that have been changed or altered over the millennia.
Mm-hmm.
What if all that, because Lucifer, it even shows that he came and talked to Adam and Eve after they left the garden? What if, because he's always been here, and because Cain got kicked out of the group, who were the favored, what if their bloodline, because of the rituals they thought were the right ones, were actually the wrong ones? And this is everything you've ever learned ever is all just Lucifer taking control, and all the rituals that are supposed to be for good are actually worshiping and giving him power, which makes him think he'll be powerful enough to take out God and Jehovah Jesus. Because Jesus isn't his actual name, and one of the shorts that popped up on me, I might have sent it to you, was Jesus' language he would have spoken was Arabic. What is the Arabic word or name for God? Allah.
Yeah.
So the Muslims aren't wrong by calling God Allah.
All of these nuts.
Shut up, motherfucker. But I mean, do you get what I'm saying though?
Yes, I do.
That's the actual language. It's how he would have said it.
Yeah.
If he was saying God or talking about his God, his dad.
Yes.
It would have been Allah.
Mm-hmm.
So every time he says, me and God are the same, we are one. I am his promised child. It's the thing of, he knows that's what it is. He's saying, I and Allah are the same. We are one.
Yes.
Because anything I say is the same as Allah saying it. And something I heard here recently, which makes me think about a few things, which also makes me think about Joseph Smith, because he's like, well, the King James Version that is put out there is not the actual King James Version because it's been translated and changed by the other side and by people who had not a clue what the actual translation was. I'm going to give you all the real translation.
Yeah.
What he basically was given or shown or was, which is some of the stuff that they've talked about in metaphysical podcasts. Watch it, guys. If you're listening to my literacy, they talk about some of this stuff, and if the metaphysical guys ever come and see, hi. But it's the thing that plates of gold, plates of brass, which look gold. They went over that in Mount Shasta, or no, not Mount Shasta, in the big Grand Canyon. Thank you, Frank. Somebody who went there, who was sent there by the Smithsonian, found a cave full of old Egyptian hieroglyphs and like just a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
And a whole bunch of plates and other things written in other languages. Basically, Old Hebrew and all the cave-form languages.
Yep.
It was written in that, and the Smithsonian instantly went, nope, alright, nope, we're going to mark this as nobody can go there. If you go there, we will shoot you, we will arrest you, we will throw you in a box, and you will be fucked off. Planes aren't even allowed to fly over it. That section of the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. This is part of the Joseph Smith, story. Is he was shown by some of the spirits that were entities from the Book of Mormon after meeting God and Jesus. And they basically look like twins, but I mean, that makes sense. I mean, most people look like their parents.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you have God level, genetics, of course your kid will look exactly like you.
Yes.
But the thing is they showed him in New York a cave where there were multiple plates of gold and brass that were basically the story of the Nephi, Sam, Laban and the mule, and their father, having a brain fart, Lehi, about what happened in Jerusalem before they left, moved into the wilderness, and then God told them to build a boat and travel, and they came to America.
Yeah.
It's not going over the Alaskan land bridge and then coming down. That's a mythos because you get 5 or 6 generations after Nephi, after Lehi has died, And Laman and Lemuel, basically the ones who were saying, "Oh, you're all full of shit. Shut up. I'm not believing in you. I don't believe you're the favorite. How can you be God's favorite? You're the youngest brother." But he was the one who had the most. He has the biggest faith.
Yeah.
So he was given the title of the next prophet after his father. And he was shown prophecies before his father died also.
Yeah.
And he was always the one who got the favors, who got the information, who got told by angels and God.
Makes sense.
So it's the thing that all the Native American tribes are actually descendants from the 12 tribes of Israel, which goes back to Adam and Eve, which means straight bloodline. And because I know I have direct descendancy into the Native American tribes, and also with my patriarchal blessing, the inclination came that, oh no, you're a direct descendant. No, I know I'm a direct descendant. I have blood from the 12 tribes of Israel. If you have Native American blood in you, you are a descendant of the 12 tribes of Israel, which means you have the potential to be saved as long as you accept the truth. That's what they say in every scripture, everywhere. As long as you admit that you're God. Admit. As long as you don't deny. Because as soon as you deny that God exists, or that there is a God, that's when you become an entity, basically your spiritual form of who you are, because you're going to get translated either way. But you literally get sent to the outer darkness and have no chance of having a body or being moving forward in any way. You have no afterlife. You have no nothing. You are literally just... I mean, you're given a chance before Judgment Day happens.
Yeah.
But it's the thing that is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I'm always talking about, like, not really getting real religious with you, but I'm like, certain things line up perfectly from a historical point of view, but yet they want to deny it. Like, the story of Gilgamesh. Is it the story of Gilgamesh? Or is it the story of Noah? Because back then, men lived till they were 900 to 1,000 years old. They didn't have kids until they were like in their 200 years old.
Yeah.
So, by that thought process, doesn't that look like you're an immortal? Wasn't Gilgamesh rumored to be immortal until he supposedly gave up his immortality? Did he give up his immortality? Or was that Noah? And after the flood, because Gilgamesh was supposedly the one in the rumor, or in the mythos, that built the ship when the flood happened. He's lived all this time. But the funny part to that is, if that's the case, then it's literally, you're saying Gilgamesh is Noah, when men lived till they were almost 1,000 years old. Wouldn't that seem like you were immortal to everybody else? If they didn't, your descendants of yourself and your children, if they didn't live to 1,000 years, they only lived like 1 to 200 years, wouldn't you look like an immortal?
I would think so.
Until all of a sudden you disappeared because either you left, so that way they didn't see you die, to perform your own ritual that you'd been taught by God on what to perform before you died.
It could also be that that time was measured differently back then.
Well, yeah, we've talked about that 100 times.
Yeah. Because
we're 900 years back then would be the equivalent of 100 years now.
Yeah. Because they measured time a lot differently back then, probably. 20
years now is equivalent to 100 to 150 years then, because that's about how old they were. If you read the Old Testament, the first, I think it's book, when they're talking about the first part of the genealogy, like, yes, they lived this 100-something years, and then they were able or decided to have children.
Yeah.
Because after Cain and Abel were born, and then Cain killed Abel, it was many years before they had grieved and had Seth. their next son.
Yeah.
It's all these little factoids. I like listening to certain people's like viewpoints, or like listening to the stories of other mythoses from other regions of the world, of the flood, the first humans, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But what I don't think people realize is, if we all have Neanderthal genes in us, is Neanderthal just Cain's descendants? And am I a Neanderthal because where I'm different than you, my eyebrows come over my eyes further than yours do. I have the Neanderthal head. I mean, actually look at my face. This comes out more than yours does. Yours is a little bit further back.
I mean, it could also be the way that your lineage is with your bloodline.
But I also
genetics.
think that my bloodline is a little bit more heavily Neanderthal than yours. I think you have some Neanderthal with your genealogy, because your brows, eyelids, the brows come over your eyes so far. Because some people don't have that. It doesn't come forward. Which means they probably have a pure Homo sapien bloodline.
I mean,
so what if that is more of an indicator of you're a descendant of Cain than what I've talked about previously, the birthmark? Or what if it's a combination of both? If you have the birthmark and your brows come over your eyes further than everybody else, that's the indicator. Because I always love how they're like, yeah, well, the descendants of Cain had darker or lighter skin. How do we know that? What if that's not just happenstance?
Not sure. I know that Cain and Abel were supposedly one of the first.
Cain and Abel were the first humans because Adam and Eve were the first mortal bodies made.
Yeah.
And then when they ate from the tree of fruit, they ate the fruit of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. They were able to have sex and procreate. Once they're able to procreate, because if they are the original blueprint that were made into humanoid bodies, their kids are technically the first humans, Homo sapiens of this world, first humans of this world.
Yeah.
From a scientific point of view. I mean, I've listened to other people say that too, and I'm like, oh, no, that makes sense. I've always thought that. Just one of those factoids that everybody always forgets. Well, then that means they were the first humans.
Yes, indeed.
Which means their wives, their sisters, because the bloodline wasn't as impure as it is now, like we've discussed with like the whole vampire thing. The bloodline became so impure because somebody made a vampire of somebody who had an allergic reaction to the sun.
Yeah.
So now every vampire to the mythos gets burnt alive by being in sunlight.
Well, yeah, depending on what mythology you're following.
But I'm saying, once you go far enough, once you dilute the blood so enough and it's no longer pure, and you interbreed with the others that are the other entities that lived here, left my brain, Neanderthal, and the other, all these other like Homo sapien-like races that they're finding now in archaeology, and they've been finding for the last 15, 20 years straight.
Yeah.
Because I've been hearing about it since I was like 20, which means that it's probably like 25 years they've been looking and finding. So here's the thing. When Cain and his wife, of pure blood, and their children had children with the other entities, the Neanderthals, the other humanoid-like creatures that lived on this planet, it diluted the blood so bad. That's why if you have sex with a family member that's too close to your genetic parents, the kid has a higher chance of being like, but the funny part is, More kids now have Down syndrome.
Yeah.
People can get sunburns. People have more things that hurt them, like lactose intolerant, can't eat gluten, can't have this, can't have that, I'm allergic to shellfish, I'm allergic to peanuts. This is all because, one, the food we're eating, two, because the genetic code has become so diluted and so polluted with mutations from entities and people who were not meant to be part of the race that was on this planet, which is why we have all these diseases, problems, and are just complete fucking shitbags. Because if you go far enough back in the generations with our ancestors, and even ancestors that we don't even realize we have, sort of thing, but they didn't have the issues we have nowadays with crooked teeth, with getting sunburned, because they were in the sun doing the fields, building the buildings they built way back in the day.
Yeah.
We have become so weak because the pure bloods, or the pureness of our blood has become so diluted, we are literally killing ourselves because we are such an impure creature now. That's why one of the things which I like about, like, you'll be translated or you'll get resurrected. When you get resurrected, you literally are in your purified, perfect form, which means all of the dilution of impure blood will literally, when you're resurrected, be taken out of your body, and you will only be running on pure blood. You don't have to eat as much. You don't have to do as much to maintain your physical form, because you are equivalent to what Adam and Eve were before they ate the tree of the fruit. They ate the fruit of the tree of knowledge.
Yeah.
Because once they ate that, that added in a chemical which diluted and polluted their blood, which took them from a perfect creature to Homo sapiens who have to fuck to reproduce.
Yeah.
Just before that, they didn't need to reproduce because they were perfect. Once you have that much knowledge, it changes who you are. That's like me talking to you earlier. If you could see an actual angel, what it really looks like, in its true form,
You look quite freaky.
the way it would make you as an existence, you would no longer exist in this form, because it would clarify and bring to fruition so much by seeing their true form. This physical form will no longer be a thing, and you become translated or resurrected and can do, well, translated and possibly resurrected all at once.
Yeah, transcension of reality and
Physical
form.
and spiritual and energy and all of it.
Yep.
To the most perfect form possible, where you can be in the energy form, which is everywhere and nowhere all at once, or you can make yourself turn into a humanoid form to interact with others.
Yeah. But that sounds like something that has been talked about a lot in media. And
Well,
it
I mean,
sounds
that's
something
like
that's been-
Joseph Smith's whole thing. He was praying to try to figure out who, what, where, when, why, because clearly all these churches arguing about the same shit and saying you're going to go to hell if you're not at my church is complete bullshit, because they're all saying different shit, but at the same time saying this exact same thing.
Yeah.
And the whole point of him, he was being surrounded by darkness, like, no, you don't need to know, shut up, be a good bitch. And God and Jesus literally, out of nowhere, came in front of him. You're literally an everywhere and nowhere entity, and as soon as they wanted to be here, because he was the one asking to know,
Yep.
they corporalated themselves, or made themselves a corporeal form, to instantly, what's your bitch?
Yep.
They could instantly do it because you're everywhere and nowhere all at once. If you're everywhere and nowhere all at once, if you become that exalted, that means you can live in multiple realities at the on the other side, and from where you originally came from, of black holes at all times. You are everywhere that you have ever existed all at once, and where you need to be in your new existence where you're starting reality from scratch.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like most of my talking to you is to get you to the point where you see what I'm talking about. I know you don't like, because of Dad, the whole church thing, but I think if you, like, dove into it from, like, just a spiritual point of view,
I'm
like
with the
whole Muslim thing, it's the thing of his hiccups are because of how he sees it, not how it actually is. It's that whole side of his brain that got reset, reprogrammed, because they blessed him and it got reprogrammed. Okay, turn back on, try to rewrite the code.
Right.
Yeah, wipe half of a fucking goddamn hard drive, or SD, and then try to rewrite it. Or unmagnetize it with the old hard drives.
He probably should have been going to therapy years ago.
Therapy wouldn't help him. The way his brain works. Because anytime we've ever been to therapy, well, I get complained and everybody tells me this, and the therapist actually told him once, well, okay, so why don't you try to do that stuff so that way everybody's not angry at you for being a raging ass?
Yeah.
And I went with him because I was supposed to talk to her too. Because they wanted to put me back in therapy.
Yeah.
They tried to use the church to get me back into therapy. The therapist actually said, I needed less therapy than he did. So what did he do? Nope. I'm not touching it no more. Fuck it. I need to fix myself. Fuck you, I'm perfect. And that's where the narcissism kicks in. But see, because I know I have the narcissistic tendencies and I know that I can actually be 100% narcissistic 100% of the time, I admit it and I accept it. You've seen that. We've talked about it.
Yeah.
He will never admit nor can he accept. So when the end comes, I do not think he will make it, or he will literally get your spirit couldn't speak through your body properly because of how your body was broken. So the him that gets the pass or gets the go ahead, is not the him we know, because he will become the perfect entity he should have been. The Russell everybody wanted to know.
Yeah.
My dad, that my mom said my dad was becoming before he fell and broke his fucking head, when he was becoming a regular, normal human again.
Yeah.
Getting out of the Marine, kill, fight, fuck you, I'm always right.
Yeah.
I know who that person is. I've seen that person. Briefly when I was tiny. I have little memories here and there of it. But I've also seen him try to be that person, and he stumbles out of it because he doesn't know how to maintain it.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have the capability, because his soul is not fully attached. He's not actually running his meat robot, or, like your mom made a comment about, his meat robot's running on autopilot because it disconnected from the soul.
That's what she was speculating, yeah.
Yeah. Me, her, and Teresa back in the day, more me and her, because I don't really think the wife got that deep into it, but me and your mom got real deep into it, and when me and your mom get into shit, I mean, we went deep.
Yep.
Me and her talked about Teresa, the wife just walked away. She literally just like, no, I'm done, you're giving him like you always told me, you're literally giving him an excuse or a free ride. No, I'm explaining the way his stupid brain works, so that way maybe the end result will be us all getting along a little bit better, or you being able to know how to put him in his place, so that way he will quit raging, like I've had to do.
Yeah, it was the idea that that I felt like
You just give him a free ride.
you guys were enabling him into thinking that his behavior was acceptable or excusable because of a head injury.
Yeah, and I've always told him, you don't have to think it. Well, if I could control it. He always says it, if I could control it. Then pull your head out of your ass, sit down, and learn how to control it.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about with therapy. Is there's different kinds of
But
therapy.
see, the
different
thing
kinds.
is, the way his brain works, since the one part was wiped and then turned back on, demagnetized after it was magnetized,
Mm-hmm.
it cannot work because it's not attached to the soul. So because it's not attached to the soul, the realization of who he actually is cannot come to fruition. But the little snidbit of his soul that's still attached to the body, because a tiny bit always stays, even after you physically die. Because your body dies, your spirit doesn't. So, but because you're always attached to who you are, because you lived however many years in this form, you will always be partially attached. You will always leave an energy resonance with your physical form. That's where the whole, I laugh at it because people have made jokes and I think it's hilarious. Oh, you resurrected. Does that mean we're going to have a zombie apocalypse? That's when everybody comes out of their graves? No, just think about it. Because if everybody's resurrected and you're buried, what if you were buried 100 to 200, maybe even 500 years ago? And there's been so much dirt and cities built on top of where your grave used to be because everything, including you, has turned to dirt. Is your body literally going to be 1,000 fucking feet underground and just you got to dig your way out? Because you'll never die. Because now you're resurrected, so you can never die, which means you're basically a vampire or a zombie.
I'm all out of bunnies, and this isn't a pet cemetery.
Do you get what I'm saying, though?
Yeah, that's a line from this, actually, by the way.
I remember you saying it when you were reading it way back when. But, I mean, you know what I mean. It's that little oddity. It's like, no, wherever you are, when the time comes for everybody to be resurrected, who's ever lived on this planet will come back to this planet. So that's where it also goes with, you don't actually leave. You go somewhere else to do your time in spirit prison. Although I don't really like that word either, but your next step before you get to your final step.
Spirit prison, like purgatory?
No, purgatory is a completely different realm within itself.
I've always thought that it was purgatory, or at least something like that, where it's in between.
Purgatory and spirit prison are two completely different things. Purgatory, from my point of view, from my research, diving deep into it, and spirituality, and actually knowing if you go look at it and come back. What does the guy from Metaphysical call it? He's a remote viewer. He can leave his physical form. I used to do that all the time. I don't do it as much now, at least not while waking hours.
Yeah.
I like, okay, body's asleep, I'm gonna go do shit.
Mm-hmm.
Not always, but some days. And purgatory is for those who have been sent to spirit prison, or the in-between place between heaven, hell, and purgatory, and earth. Because it's like this: earth, the spot you go, or purgatory is here, or the spot you go is here. Purgatory because you won't accept Jesus as your God, or what you're being taught and being told the real truth is here. This is what everybody considers hell, or those who have denied and say God's not real, and after they die and still have a spiritual form, oh no, this isn't real, I'm still alive then if I'm seeing this and I'm, this is it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe in God, I don't believe in any of your fucking myths, or what you say is true, I don't believe it. This is just a hallucination, because I'm not fully dead.
Yeah.
Okay, hell. Those who actually sit there and learn, eventually learn enough to know, okay, and move on to heaven.
Yeah.
And they will already be resurrected, or when Jesus comes back, have the chance to become resurrected. Because if you're in energy form, literally floating around everywhere, Are you going to hang out with your family, or let the spirits or entities that are already here that we can't see in spiritual, non-corporeal forms, which are 2 to 1,000,000 times more powerful than us in their non-corporeal form, help and run the whole world? Or are you going to stay here with your family and not finish what you need to finish to get to the next step? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Which also is where, like Russell, even though he doesn't have a full soul,
Where do you
him
think it
doing
went?
the temple stuff he's doing,
Yeah.
he's trying to help other people, so that way they don't get stuck in the thing of, well, because you didn't do the stuff to get through the steps, now you have to do that after the fact. When you should have already done it while you were alive.
Yeah.
It's like the 1,000 years after Jesus comes back and tells everybody what the truth is.
Yeah.
Either you believe and move forward, or you still say you're full of shit, fuck you, instantly, and then your outer darkness are just completely gone.
Yeah. Interesting.
It's my viewpoint. Deny, accept, or be confused as fucking go. Somebody might like, it'd be like if it happened right now. You'd be like, he's been telling me about it, I don't fully get it. Could somebody else explain it to me? Maybe a different point of view, or is he saying it right? And then that becomes a discussion because you're open to it.
Yeah.
But if you're not open to it, you're just like, no, that's the instant you get kicked out. And get sent either to hell or purgatory.
Doesn't seem like there's a lot of room for a lot of cognitive freedom there.
A lot of room for what?
Cognitive freedom.
Cognitive freedom. No,
Like
no,
if you're just
freedom
like-
is to make a choice. The thing is, once you're told that everything that you learned while you were in a mortal corporeal body was complete bullshit, all lies, and literally it was the Satan feeding you the fucking Kool-Aid, and you just said okay and drank it, are you going to try to go, oh, God, I was a dumbass, I should have paid more attention to certain people, who should I have listened to? And either they'll tell you, that's not what we're going over, what we need to do is move on to actually teaching you the stuff. And if they teach you the stuff, or tell you the stuff either I or other people have told you that is true, you will, because you no longer have this physical holding you back, it's an instant move. Oh, okay, yeah, okay, I know that, I did about that, and then it's just move forward, move forward, move forward, move forward, move forward, so you can't move forward no more, and then you go to the next step.
Okay.
Which is becoming resurrected already, and getting a corporeal form that can also be non-corporeal at the same time, or whatever the actual next step is. I don't know, this is just my speculation from what I've seen, from me trying to look at it with my limited
Corporeal form.
with my limited view that I can spiritually see when I leave my body, or see with what I've actually seen in my life as like right in front of me, whether everybody else sees it or not, sort of shit.
Yeah.
Like instant knowledge, like my brain goes bing. I already knew that. Why the fuck does that? Oh, I know. You know, it's the next step. Keep moving. Okay,
Yeah.
I already knew that. Keep going. It's a weird thing once you realize, oh yeah, I already knew that. That's like me. I listened to the first tablet of Gilgamesh today. It's a YouTube channel. I've been watching it, see it. Excuse me. Somebody else's viewpoint on some of the stuff I know.
Yeah.
And seeing their viewpoint on it, and how the guy was saying, well, yeah, but this story came out before the Bible. No, the Bible story has been out forever. The only difference between the Bible story and this other story is it was put on tablets. The 12 tribes of Israel wrote it on gold or brass tablets, and it was either taken away or lost over generations.
Yeah.
Or they put it on paper And when they kept putting it on paper, eventually somebody said, "Ooh, we're gonna." Constantine from Rome, when he realized that Christianity was building so big, because a lot of the first Christians were not only members of the 12 tribes of Israel, the Judaic and Israelite people who were living in that region. When Rome took over, it was other people also learning about Christianity, who Christ was and coming to it. He picked out books, and this is something I've heard multiple times over my entire life, and I know it's true. He picked out the books that he thought fit the way he wanted the world to go, the way he wanted to move forward. He never became a Christian, even though he claimed it, and he quite literally started the Catholic Church. That's why the Catholic Church's headquarters is in Rome. In Italy.
Yeah. Interesting.
I think it's in Rome. Or now that it's its own separate entity.
That isn't like Rome just like this little small bubble now on a much bigger place?
I mean, it's all Italy. Sorry.
You're good. You're fading over there more than I normally do. See,
No,
Rome.
it's just been a really Rome, Italy.
Rome
Hit
is
maps.
looking at, yeah, that.
That is Rome.
Yeah, it's this like
In
small
Italy.
bubble
Yeah.
in Italy.
That's the capital. Now, where's the Vatican?
Vatican.
Yeah, no, type in Vatican.
Wow, I can't type.
Right there, top.
Vatican, Rome. It's like this small place in Rome.
No, hit that.
Directions?
Oh, that.
Oh. It's a dumpster.
Now, back out.
Okay.
No, out of this.
Okay.
Back to there.
Okay.
Now take off Rome. Just type in Vatican.
Okay.
Like take off everything else that was there.
Vatican.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vatican City, Vatican.
Yeah, but pull it out. See, it's next to Rome.
Yeah. It's
The
off to
Roman
the,
emperor
it's off to the west.
was the one who started it.
Yeah. Just thought that was so
And-
funny.
And he is a pagan who worships demons, aka the fallen angels. So, how stupid does that make the Catholic Church look?
That's what we're looking at right now. So when I clicked on Vatican for Rome, you know what it showed me?
It showed the building that
With-
is Vatican in Rome.
And it showed two dumpsters, which is why I was laughing so hard.
Yeah, you when you said two dumpsters, I laughed my ass off because I've actually no. Somebody said that a few years back on some TV show. I was like, yeah, but if you type in Vatican and don't forget to like back out of Rome and Vatican, Italy, it shows you two dumpsters. Apparently, this is the Vatican. Somebody said that years and years ago.
So if somebody ever wants to make the joke that Rome's now a Vatican dumpster, they won't be lying.
No, the Vatican is Rome's dumpster.
Yeah,
But-
dumpster fire.
Only on a good day.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's the thing. It's like, really, you're a pagan, but yet, what he did is he took all these books from the Judaic religion and grabbed which ones he wanted for the Old Testament and took which ones he wanted from the people teaching Christianity.
Yeah.
Mark, Luke, John, you know, those guys.
Yep.
But the funny part is, some of the people who wrote the books, like Revelation, are not Saint Paul. It's a different Peter or Paul. It's just somebody else who had the name that was writing.
Yeah.
Or it was stories that got passed down that he finally put into print. And what did he print them in? Latin. And, what's the other one? What's the Roman and Greek language? It's Latin.
Latin and, brain. Move, please. What language are you looking for?
We have Latin, you have Hebrew, Aramaic, but I mean, that's...
Latin
and there's
and
one other one. There's 3 ancient languages.
Okay, I will look up.
No, original language Bible written in.
Original language of the Bible.
There you go.
The texts were mainly written in Biblical Hebrew,
Yep.
sometimes called Classical Hebrew, with some portions notably in Daniel and Ezra in Biblical Aramaic.
Yeah, in Greek.
Yep, Aramaic, which is the probable spoken language of Jesus, but for the most part, the Old Testament texts were written in Hebrew, and the New Testament was originally written in Greek.
Yep. See, that's the
interesting.
thing. So they took the Quran, which is the Hebrew Bible, their religious script, and basically said, yeah, you got too much. I'm going to take this, and this. And the reason they turned it into Latin is so that way only because you get taught as being a Catholic priest by going to Catholic college to become a priest or higher up. That's how you learn Latin. That's why way back when nobody knew what the Bible said except for the preacher and higher up.
Yeah.
And you had to take his word because he was reading it from Latin and Hebrew. And they just turned it all to Latin eventually. If I
Just an
remember
old
correctly, it
language.
was Latin.
Yeah.
It's just one of those weirdo facts I remember for some fucking reason. But it's the thing of, yeah, it's in your language, which means you translated it or you put in it Constantine, Emperor of Rome.
Yeah.
In it what you want it to be in it. So, what if all the stories we know of Jesus, Muhammad, well, I say Jesus more than Muhammad because Muhammad wrote his own shit, and then his cousin and his brother. Yeah, that's a different dynamic in Muslim faith. Never mind.
Yeah.
But it's the thing of the Jesus who he was compared to the guy they want you to see in the books they decided to put in the Bible that tell only certain stories. They left out a whole bunch of shit. A whole bunch of books.
Yeah.
Like in the Old Testament, they leave out the... I think it's... turn your brightness up. But,
Well, I turned it down so that I could, like, show the
Show
camera.
them?
Yeah.
how many wives does Adam have in the Quran? Or Torah?
How many wives does
Or did?
Aram have in the Torah?
I think it's Torah. T-A-R-O-H?
So Lilith and Eve.
Wrong!
That's what
There's
this
more
is.
than that. Depending on which...
Were there 2 Eves in the Bible?
No.
That's interesting.
That's what... No, don't look at the stupid weird ass questions. Those will send you on a whole different fucking subject that isn't the thing. But depending on which Torah you read, it's Lilith and Eve, or 6 other wives, then Eve. Or no, 5 other wives, then Eve. God tried 5 times, and then he realized, give me a rib, I'm gonna make her out of you, maybe she'll behave. Put tits on it. Poke the dick on the inside. Make the balls and the ovaries. Alright, you can knock her up whenever they eat the fruit. Go, bitch! Because depending on which Jew you talk to, full Orthodox, non-Orthodox, or depending on which of the Judaic scripts or which version of the Torah they read or blah blah blah, it's anywhere from 2 to 6 wives.
Yeah.
Counting Eve. Just one of those weirdo, religious facts, I know.
Yeah.
Dude, I have a million of them and you know it.
Yes.
It's just weird stuff that I've heard over the years or learned over the years. It's like, yeah, see, this is why I don't like Christianity. But here's the funny part. If Constantine is the one who put together the Bible, and they took out a whole bunch of books, like Enoch and the one of, Ring. The guy who kissed Jesus' cheek and said, yeah, that's Jesus, kill him. Fucking brain.
Who kissed Jesus' cheek?
No, the apostle that betrayed Jesus. Judas. Never mind. There's
Okay.
a book of Judas.
That
These
makes
are
sense as to
called
why Metallica.
apocryphal books.
That explains why Metallica has that song called "The Judas Kiss."
Yes. that would probably make it more. That would make it make more sense to you.
Yes, especially since on the first album called "Kill 'Em All," there was a song called "The Four Horsemen."
Dude, in every fucking goddamn CD, they have something to do with Christianity, dude.
It's
And
super
the
interesting.
end of the world, and like, yeah. Have you never noticed that?
No, I've noticed that. I've noticed that all along. It's just, seeing all the little dots that you're talking about connect and coalesce.
Yeah.
And go.
Like I say, I'll just keep spouting out either the same shit or slightly altered, or hey, I had a new idea where we can fit this in here. A new, actually, it's not even a new idea. It's a new revelation. Hey, you had that slightly wrong. Adjust it that much. Like, okay, cool. And then I tell you about it, or I bring it up on the podcast.
Yes.
That way everybody knows. My thing is, it's, what's the word for it? To prolocitite to everybody, but at the same time, not go up and knock on the door. Hi, I'm da-da-da-da-da. I'm from the local Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I'd like to invite you to church on Sunday. I'm not going to your church. I smoke and drink beer. Fuck you, you fucking assholes.
It's like,
But,
would you like to talk about Cthulhu?
look up. Oh, shut up. Look up, Muslim church like LDS.
Muslim church.
Like LDS.
Sucking
Or like
a dick.
Mormons.
Muslim church like LDS.
Or Mormons.
Not sure we got the result we're looking for.
Let me
This says
see.
Islam and Mormonism.
Nope. Why are we? No. Go up. Why are Mormonism and Islam so similar? Well, no. There's. Because it's the fucking truth, you stupid fucks. Why are they so similar? Because it's the truth! Jesus.
Hang on. What is the
Oh, there's a
Muslim
sect
church
of Muslims which are considered the Mormons
that
of the
what?
Muslims. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because I heard it on something. I was listening to something, and I think it might have been something Andrew Tate was talking to somebody about, and asked which Muslim group he was with, and he said this group, and the guy said, "Oh, you mean the Muslims, Mormons?" Because it's like the equivalent, like how the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints was considered like not Christian while it's being Christian. It's the you're not Muslim while it's still a Muslim church. Does that make sense?
Yeah. The search that I found says Mormons are also frequently compared to Ahmadi Muslims specifically.
Yes, that's what it
with
was.
many noting distinct similarities in both groups' relative age, history, culture, and approach to missionary work, and general lack of acceptance from mainstream Islam and Christianity.
That's it.
That's
Okay.
what you wanted.
Hold on. No, bring that back up. I want to.
Okay.
I'm gonna text that to myself. The
Okay.
name of that.
Ahmadi, so AHMADI. Muslims.
Ah, Maddie.
Yeah.
No, that's all I need. Because I wanted to look that up, because the way I like the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and because somebody made that comment, I don't remember if it was Andrew or not, but it was somebody that was talking about, well, what sect of the, Muslims did you join? Oh, I joined the Ahmadi.
Yeah.
And, the Muslims, Mormons, okay. That was literally the line, and I'm like,
It never quite clicked in my head that that's what he was talking about. Because I kept
you know
thinking
exactly
he was
what I'm talking about.
comparing-
Which interview I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. He kept comparing the two different spiritualities, and yet my brain never clicked that it was basically LDS Muslims. And I'm like, interesting.
Yeah, but I bet you whatever slang that is used for them, they don't like. Just like most people are actually true members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Don't like being called Mormons or LDS.
Yeah.
It's quit calling me by the fucking wannabe gang members or mafia bitches that aren't actually members of the church. Are just yes, I'm part of this thing. So when Jesus comes back, I don't get burned in hell.
Right.
Where I'm like, fuck it. What happens, happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many times I've talked about accepting my end result and place I'm going to go, and I've known since I was like 16, 15.
Yeah.
So, I mean, when you get that spiritual revelation where no matter what you do, because of your stupid physical form, you're going to be going here. I don't know if that gives you a realization or makes you so aware of who and what you are that it actually makes it so that way that's not where you go because you're so aware of it. It's an odd thing up here.
Yeah.
Spiritually and mentally, it's a weird. I see it and then it's like, but this is who I am. But I know. It's that whole brain process I go through.
Yeah.
It's an odd thing, but I mean, that's what happens.
Yep.
I'm a fucking oddball too, so it works. I accept my fate in hell.
Yeah.
His book.
Yeah, no, I was going to plug it quite a few times. You should have known that already. I've actually, while you were talking, I was flipping through it to make sure that I didn't fuck up on it, like the print.
Yeah, I saw.
But if you guys wish
right here between us,
yeah, have a copy of Story, it is called Snake in the Dame, and it is it's a story that I actually start. In fact, the very end of I started doing this just because of the fact that it's fun to do it. But the very end of the story, there's a marking that says the story was written between December 2021 and April 2023. And it's only because of the fact that I was spending so long trying to get everything right that it took so long. But, yeah, so it is a story about a kid who basically, parents tried to bury the truth. Parents tried to bury what happened with the Dark Lord of Braxton. And like all things, it didn't want to stay that way. The truth started getting uprooted, and Braxton started introducing himself again to the kids, and was like, "Hey, I'm right here." And He was even teaching Peter a little bit about his powers, and then it becomes this giant, like, snake chase, like where it's like the world's biggest car chase without the car is how I used to call it, but it's delving into mythology with squids, things like that. No doubt, as I'm writing the sequel stories, all the stuff that Karnage just said tonight is going to end up poking its head in my head, because that's what happens. Is my brain absorbs all of it, and then it just kind of comes out through this weird little filter that is TPAW. And so, but yeah, no, it's if you guys want to get a copy of it, it's on Amazon. I actually
and
found.
if y'all want me to tell me to shut up about religious shit, join my religion. And no, it's not the Potter House. I mean, I should sue them for stealing my name, but that's a different argument for a different name. Or I'll just take over. Hey, that's my name. That means you live in my house. Where's my rent?
So you search up TPA Wolfric, because TPAW doesn't do anything, but you search up TPA Wolfric.
Well, move your hand and show them the bottom where it says your name.
Yeah, search up TPA Wolfric. It's like, yeah.
There you go.
TPA Wolfric with Snake in the Dame, and you should be able to find it. I'll have a link in the description anyway to help you out, but if you're interested, it's right there. But I think we need to continue talking about some of the stuff we've been talking about tonight on future episodes too, because I know I'm going to be looking into it, and I'm going to end up having thoughts, like more thoughts than I had tonight.
Yes. And then either your brain will melt, or I'll just take you along from the ride to becoming exalted.
It'll just become like you know bubble wrap, where you just keep popping the bubble wrap and it just keeps going.
Okay. Revelations.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you look it up on your phone. How many bell tolls are there for the full end?
I don't remember.
Look it up real quick. Just look it up.
I feel like I've been Googling searching a lot tonight.
Well, we've been discussing stuff,
Bell
and I want a
tolls
specific name.
in Revelation. Yeah.
Or just how many times does the bell toll at the end of times?
How many times does the
Because it's like one for the purist, which is the revenant that everybody always thinks is something that's going to happen that's not going to happen the way they think. And you have the second bell, because I think it's the first one is, or maybe it's the mythos about the four horsemen, because you have the four tolls.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's the four dings.
Hmm.
I don't know, you can look it up in like religious script and whatnot later then.
Okay.
Well, I mean, we're getting close to 12:15.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was doing. I was getting ready to close out.
Well, you said bring it back up, so I figured I'd throw you on a whirlpool until next week and then see what you find.
Yep. I was actually gonna, because like it doesn't actually tell me, like it doesn't actually say anything about that. Like it's got like different
does that
things.
surprise you?
But like, for instance, the bell tolled 99 times in honor of late Prince Philip. That's what one of the things it brought up. It says how many times this bell tolled before execution would ring on 3 occasions around the time of the death.
Alright, hang on a sec. How many times does the bell toll before Jesus comes back?
That's pretty direct.
I fucking hope so. In Christianity, some churches ring their... Fuck off! Good fucking God, Jesus. Number of rings in a church. Oh my God.
I don't know where some rogue guy shows up in the bedroom and goes, "Hey, what's up?"
Ding! No, no ding! Ding. Fuck off. Nope! That went on a way different route than yours.
We're really good at rabbit holes around here.
I wonder if I can do it through here. Revelation. Sorry, I'm just. You go right ahead. I'm just reading the top parts. Second death.
Kind of want to know how many times the bell tolls. Is it
Might
like?
be something we have to look up on like YouTube because they
Yeah.
do videos about it.
Is it like something like? Because I don't know. Like the
Seven
times-
seals, so it's 7 tolls.
the end times have never
every
happened.
seal
So
is a toll game or a bell
Hmm.
toll. So it's the 7 seals.
okay, so that's what it is. Because I was trying to compute that myself. I was like going, well, the end times have never happened, and
Well, no, because we were talking about when the earthquake happened, because what had happened just before? Something else had happened just before, and it seemed like it was the second toll.
yeah,
Or the
it was
third.
Like it was
Me
like
and
a
you were talking
clink.
about it.
Yeah, we heard a little crack.
Yeah, but for each toll, more people are supposed to be translated or resurrected. Become resurrected. So, in the first toll, those who were pure are resurrected and get to leave Earth. Basically translated into a non-corporeal and corporeal entity all at once.
Yeah.
Equivalent to God and Jesus. And any, like Adam and all the previous prophets, and because they're high up.
Mhm.
Plus, Gabriel was Noah. I don't know why, but that's always a weird. That's a weird fact I learned like 6 months ago. I'm like, wait, what the fuck?
So Gabriel put together the ark.
Gabriel is the spirit of the physical form of Noah. Gabriel is Noah's spirit. So think about it this way. Every archangel has lived on earth as a prophet or human. Think about that. Now go into the Old Testament and just go, I wonder which one it is. Because if you look it up, they'll tell you.
Yeah.
I said Noah, Gabriel? Oh yeah, Gabriel is Noah, da 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 da. I'm like, did I miss something here, bitches? Because there's supposed to be like 5 or 6 of well, the names that we supposedly know, but I don't even know if all of those are right. The ones I know that are right are Michael and Gabriel.
Yeah.
Because you got Jesus, which is basically God the Son.
Yeah.
Then you have Lucifer, Archangel, Michael, Archangel, Gabriel, Archangel. And the other ones that everybody always brings in, I'm like, are you sure about that? Because some of the names I know, but I'm like, I don't. Where the hell is everybody getting these are the archangels? Is this coming from Catholicism?
Interesting.
Well, I mean, if you're going to do propaganda, go full bitch.
It kind of makes me think about it too, though. Like, it makes me think, okay, so if you wanted people to know the truth.
Lucifer's actual name. It's Samael, which matches because Samael, Michael, Gabriel. It's all L's.
Wouldn't it be super frustrating though, is if like you were an archangel and you came to Earth and you're like, you find out that the
But see, here's the thing.
actual
If
events were so muddled by controversy and propaganda.
here's the thing. Just throw the thought out there. I'm an archangel. I won't know until I'm dead. And what if I'm the new prophet, but yet, no offense to the church, or no offense to any church, but because of the way I know it works, and because I haven't been put up where you're supposed to be there,
Mm-hmm.
well, what if one of them gets a revelation and says, look for this person in the church, he's the new prophet. And then he croaks like the next day or a week later.
Yeah.
He finds me and gives me a week crash course on being the prophet, then croaks. I would find that fucking hilarious, one. Just because of the humor of the situation, but also it's like, that sucks, he didn't teach me shit.
It'd be super morbid too.
Oh, I'd find a lady and I'd be laughing my ass off at his funeral. You funny son of a bitch. Who did he say was the new dick? Call God. See if he hates me yet. Accidentally bring the end times because I accidentally become the prophet of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, which actually gives me the title of Antichrist, which gets me killed, which gets me resurrected. And then Lucifer will come over and be like, told you I was the Antichrist, motherfucker. And then you shit your pants. You just that fuck. Hey, Luce. That motherfucker. Don't treat me like those stupid TV shows. My name is Samael. And my eyes go red. You shit your pants. And I'd be sitting there. This is a funny fucking show to watch.
Yes.
You know I would. I'd just be hanging out watching the show.
Yeah.
But anywho, let's close it.
All right.
I went on a quick tangent to make some laughs. I had my fun.
Awesome. Oh, next week we will talk about more of this weirdness, and then we'll also talk about other weirdness. Probably a show. I'll come up with something, and then
He'll pull a movie or a show out of his ass or something. I can watch it.
Yep.
'Cause I have nothing but like Prime now.
I'll look up it on Prime. Literally.
Or if you can find a movie that you can watch for free on Vudu with commercials.
Yeah, I mean, I'll look for something. But I'm also going to try and actually read something next week, which will be cool.
What are you reading?
Probably out of that book thing, or it'll be out of something else. I haven't decided yet.
Oh, out of your stuff. Okay.
Yeah. That'll be something
I
like mine.
was just saying, I thought you were saying you were going to read a book or look up some stuff to read.
Yeah, no,
Other than the lunacy
I was going to read a passage, basically, and just
Okay.
kind of go through it. But, yeah, so until next week, I'm TPAW.
I'm Karnage 6778.
And that has been Crazy Peas.
To the extreme, because we invited the other Crazy P on accident and she told jokes.
Yes.
That was fun.
Yeah. Hopefully she'll have more jokes next week.
We'll see what happens.
Have a week.